24 monthly bill credits, new line, $100 plus a month, and experience beyond finance agreement, $999.99 and qualifying forwarded. For well qualified, plus tax and $10 connection charge. Pay off via virtual prepaid card, allow 15 days. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. See T-Mobile.com.
Nighttime is fun time at the Hagen Oaks Top Tracer driving range. It's more relaxed at night with people enjoying technology, where you can play Pebble Beach at Hagen Oaks, compete against your friends in a variety of games, or just practice at your leisure. There's food when you're hungry from hangout eats and drinks, or enjoy a beverage on the brand new patio with relaxed seating. And check out the summer-long free concert schedule. It's the Hagen Oaks driving range nightly until midnight, Fulton Avenue at Business 80.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Shooting lower scores isn't always about changing your swing or equipment. Sometimes it's as simple as changing how you hit certain shots on the course. Molly Braid, a Golf Digest Best Young Teacher, sees a classic mistake on uphill chips. Players will grab a sand wedge thinking the high-lofted club will get the ball in the air, but instead, the ball pops too high and comes up short. Use a club with less loft, Braid says. Grab your pitching wedge, 9-iron, or even 8-iron, depending on how far you hit the ball. Set up with your hips and shoulders in line with the hill. The handle is going to come back, and there will be added loft to the club, so it will have more height, like a sand wedge. Your pitching wedge and your 9-iron don't have as much loft as your sand wedge, but when you're hitting from a steep uphill lie, your pitching wedge is going to produce sand wedge-like results. You'll get that high trajectory up and over the hill to land soft on the green. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
KHD HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Hammer time thrown down by the league.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacktown Sports, 1140. Feeding your passion for local sports in the afternoon. It's the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Kyle Draper on your radio at 1140 a.m.
Streaming audio at SacktownSports.com and the Sacktown Sports app.
You can also watch the show on YouTube at Sacktown Sports 1140. Here are the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Kyle Draper.
Well, Drapes is in Vegas. Watch this game here. The Kings holding on against Cleveland, trying to finish things off. They got a little bit of a lead here. They're up 5 with about 7 minutes to go. So Whitey and Jay, and then Drape's going to join us. I don't know about this. I know, Jay, you're just getting situated. If you have any comments on this, let me know. Drape's just texted us today a little while ago. Yeah, 76-71, 7:21 left. And Drape says, I'll jump in the shower after the game is over. We'll give you all a heads up when ready. Jump in. He's not playing in the game. Jay Drapes is not playing in the game. We're on the air too. He's gonna watch the game and then maybe he's got some stuff to do. He's gonna take a shower and then come on the show. What is that? What is that about?
It's called a mistext here, Whitey, as you would definitely know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
whatever works. I know, and I know he's got stuff to do there and everything. Hey, I got to take Nick to get something to eat. Okay, I got to do some at the hotel with my credential. I got to take a shower. Okay, so we look forward to that, having Drapes with us when he's ready to go, and we'll see if the Kings can finish this off. I got to admit, Jay, for Silly Summer League, I'm way too invested in this. I mean, I'm like, Kings had the lead. Oh no, Cleveland's coming back. I care about this game a lot more than I probably should for a summer league game.
Do you?
I do. I want them to win. I want them to go undefeated.
I got you. There's nothing wrong with wanting the squad to be the best at the best, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we're hunting for a summer league championship because the summer league championship gets you off on a good foot.
That's right.
I love it.
Yeah. Now I don't think we would have a parade because there's they've won a couple summer league championships, no parade. There was a parade one time. In 1999, the lockout year, the Kings actually, some of you remember, they got in the postseason and they lost to Utah in the first round. And it was a great success story. The next year, I started with Justin and with Phantom. We started on this station in the morning the next year. So the next October, after the Kings had made the playoffs and lost the first round to Utah, they actually had a parade. A Kings parade, start the season. We went around town and then went yes.
What was this?
This was October of 1999. And
really? I don't remember this at all.
I don't know that it really got over or went over or however, you want to put it. Jake, downstairs, I think I've told this story before. He had an orange convertible and somebody had the idea, look, we're having the parade for the Kings. You guys are starting. You're going to do the morning show. Let's have you be part of the parade. And, we're like, well, we just got here. We weren't part of the success last year. People don't really associate us with the team. It's like, that's okay. We'll put you at the end of the parade in Jake's orange Cougar, and that was okay. It was fine, except the Cougar kept stalling. So, and then the parade, there goes the parade. And we would stall, Jay. We're like, where they're going. Come on, like we got to get the car started. So that happened, I don't know, 5 or 6 times.
So it's an old school Cougar?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, muscle car. Nice looking car and everything, but it just kept stalling, and then we couldn't keep up with the parade. So that was a weird parade. But
leave it up to the old school to backfire. I tell you about old schools, muscle cars. They're fantastic. And then right when you need them, they just die for a minute. And then it'd be something small and minor. You're always having to, kind of move around a few small pieces and with old schools. Yeah. Man. I'm working on one right now. Just getting on the nerves.
What kind?
84 Trans Am.
All right.
Yeah, it's killing me, man. Just every little thing.
Can you get it ready in time for a summer league parade if we need it?
Oh, well, it's ready. But it's it's one thing about muscle cars, old schools, they're never done. Mm-hmm. There's always something that you tinkle with. You try to figure out, this nut and this bolt, this screw, this something. There's always something. I want to change the pedals or the drive shaft or cold air intake, fuel injection. It's just always something that you're doing.
Yeah,
no doubt about it.
Well, good luck with that.
Thank you. I'm gonna need it. Mm-hmm. I might need some of that Gleason money.
Whenever that won't help you much. Whenever we talk about a parade for this, parade for that, I remember that parade the Kings had. Yes, they had a parade for making the playoffs, and the Rise guys at that time. We were actually in it, kind of at the very end. Yeah, the Kings are up 4 with 6:23 left. So we'll see if they can hang on and push it to 4-0, which would. Well, it wouldn't necessarily clinch a spot in the next round, but it'd give them a really good chance of advancing and keeping their summer league hopes alive. So I got to ask you, Jay, as we await the finish here, what did you think of the All-Star game last night, assuming you saw any of it?
Yeah, I saw bits and pieces of it. I didn't necessarily sit down and watch it. It did surprise me. They were, NA was up 6-0. I'm like, it's over. Then I looked up. It was like, I think it was 6-2 or something.
Yeah.
Then I looked up and was like, oh, wait, it's 6-6.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, looked again, like final, done, over with, tie. Oh, typical baseball.
Yep.
Typical baseball. And I understand. It's All-Star. No one's playing for nothing. It's all about the stars coming out, having a good time and showcasing for the fans. Had, honestly, Whitey, no interest in it. Watched it a little bit again here and there, watched it here a little bit, watched it a little bit at on the phone as I was driving, had it up on the situation. And that was it. That's about it.
Yeah. I liked it because the players, and I think it's because you had a lot of younger players, they seemed to care. I mean, they were trying, they were playing hard. That's the worst thing about all-star games and whatever sport is when you can see the players, they're just not trying. And last night in the All-Star game, they were. I didn't like the swing off at the end. I understand the reasoning behind it, and the players loved it. Everybody on both sides was on the top step of the dugouts cheering, and everyone says it was great. I like baseball, and I wanted them to play more baseball.
Yeah,
that's not that. Baseball. That's all.
Not baseball. The fact that it was a tie.
With that, and then they have batting practice basically to determine who won the game. I just wanted to see. All right, here we go. Extra innings. Oh no, we're not gonna have extra innings. We're gonna have, and then they unveil it like it's a big surprise, which apparently it was. The players didn't know they were doing it. So, like I said, I know I'm in the minority because a great deal of people loved it. There's even, of course, talk now. Maybe all of the games that are tied after 9 innings, they should settle by that. We can't have that.
No, that's not gonna work. No team in the right mind as Devin Carter puts up a 3 and yanks it down. We've come a long way from the first game of people down on Devin Carter, haven't we?
We have.
Man, just in a week.
Yeah.
But it's a showcase. And when showcases happen, it's over the top. It's an exaggeration. It's something that normally doesn't happen. And that's how I took it. And I didn't frown upon how they determined the winner. Could probably realistically care less. As a baseball guy, I've always said this. This is when I start to pay attention to the standings and teams.
That's right.
And so this is kind of where I start to pay attention to what's going on around the league as well. So that's just it's a great showcase for the players to come out and do what they do. Or some people would probably say, it's good, it's average or below average, depending on if you like baseball or not. But I understand yourself as a purist. I just say this, Whitey, and we've seen it. We've seen, we know it's come down to this point. You get to the 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th inning, and it's the East Coast. Man, I'm going to tell you the truth. As a player, skip that. I'm out.
Yeah.
So it's just better to be like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
It just ended up.
But now you with the guy in second base, you don't have that as much.
Yeah, maybe.
Well,
just never know.
Used to that, and it actually kind of works. So anyway,
maybe you put him on third in the All-Star game. Put him on third.
There you go. The Kings are up 6 with just about 3 minutes to go. Tyrese Proctor's having a big game, and I know a couple of days ago we had the high flyer on. And I think it was the high flyer saying, "Boy, I'd like to see Isaac Jones have a big game." He's having a big game today, Jay.
Yeah, he's doing his thing.
Mm-hmm. And the Kings trying to remain unbeaten. They also had Maxime Reynaud mic'd up during the game. He wasn't playing. He was on the bench, but he's already becoming a media darling.
Yeah, man, get out of here.
What, you don't like that?
Nah, everybody can sit on the bench. I'd rather, just like you saw yesterday in the All-Star game where guys on the field, Jack Wilson with his pops and all that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's the type of stuff I'm looking for.
Mm-hmm. Did you see any Kershaw mic'd? And I think they had Scooble Mike.
I saw Kershaw. I
thought that was really interesting. Yeah, I'm not a big Dodger fan.
Why'd you find it interesting? What was different?
I just like to hear the pitcher going, what do they want me to throw here? I think at one point they said, they want me to throw a two-seamer? I don't even have a two-seamer. Just talking about what's he want me to throw here? All right, a slider, sinker. I thought that was interesting just to hear him go through that.
They've done that quite a bit in baseball in the All-Star game, and you've heard pitchers kind of say that, like, "Oh, what am I?"
Yeah,
I've even John Smoltz and some of the analysts and play-by-plays, they say, "Man, throw a curveball right here."
Yeah, I like that.
Throughout the All-Star.
Yeah.
So it's happening. I've seen it over the last handful of All-Star games, especially Smoltz talking to the pitchers, and you went inside right there. Like, those things are fantastic, and we know they've tried them even during real games. You brought up the Jazz Chisholm situation where he had an error. I don't know, about a month or so ago, month and a half or so ago. So they're definitely trying different things and different avenues to entice and bring in a new demographic for baseball.
Let's see here. Somebody's wondering where Drapes is. TR's asking. Drapes is in Vegas. He's watching the game, so he'll be joining us at some point at the conclusion of the contest, TR. He'll be with us. Campio wants to know if I got the video he sent me of the bird on Instagram. I haven't seen that yet, Campio. I'll check for that. The bird and I have been regular breakfast partners this week.
Oh, that boy.
Every day.
Eating the English muffin, and he's taking part in what?
He's eating some kind of seeds out of the Irish seed pod. And then today I saw him. He was actually trying to eat one on his own. So he's learned, smart bird. From what I've fed him, he's like, oh, okay, these are good.
These are the ones.
I can crack it open.
Well, guess what? He may no longer need the friendship of your friendship here coming up soon.
Yeah, he was hanging around today, though.
Be careful.
Yeah. Jake, the Scrub Jay, was hanging around. He did bite me when I tried to feed him, but that's okay. It wasn't too bad.
How'd the bite feel?
It wasn't bad, but it was clear. I don't know. I had my hand out with food in it, and he was poking at me like I think he was saying, I'm not hungry. I just want to hang.
I mean, we can all hope.
Yeah. And then later he finally did eat, but for a while he was like, because he saw the seed, but he's like, get your hand away. We're just hanging out. We're just sitting on the bench. So I do have my bird friend. 2:42 left. The Kings are up 6 right now. And we are hoping the Kings can keep that streak going and keep this positivity going. Here was an interesting Kings note today. I don't know that anyone's talked about this. If they have, I missed it. This is from Mark J. Spears in the Anscape. And he's writing an article about Joe Dumars and just about how much Joe Dumars loves being back in the league and being with New Orleans. And Mark Spears wrote, Dumars strongly stated that he loved his job as the NBA's disciplinarian. In recent months, Dumars declined the vice president of basketball operations job with the Kings and the Phoenix Suns, a source told Anscape. But returning to New Orleans and Louisiana as an NBA team executive was too much for Dumars to pass on. So I didn't know that. To me, that's news. Joe Dumars, apparently the Kings were talking to him, and he turned down the VP of basketball ops job with the Kings. Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, another retread. He was here already before.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Nothing, I guess if that's the word you want to use, interesting, I'll take the interesting part of it. He chose where he chose. He chose where he wanted to go. And so, that's the way the game goes. I would imagine this. And why do you know this? You've been around it long enough. There's so many conversations that happen behind closed doors that we will never, ever be privy to.
Sure.
Or never even know.
Yeah.
And when you have guys like the ilk of Joe Dumars and the late, great Jerry West and Scott Perry and all those type of people, I'm pretty sure they phone at least rings a few times to check the temperature of what's going on throughout the league.
Right.
Because they're basketball people, right? They're NBAers. They're lifers. So that doesn't surprise me, especially knowing that Joe Dumars had been part of the regime of Sacramento in some form or fashion earlier as well.
Mm-hmm. Who knows? Maybe Joe Dumars is the one that said, hey, I don't want to do it, but you should talk to Scott Perry.
Hey, Scott P.
I don't know. I'm glad Joe Dumars didn't take the job because, he just pulled off that controversial trade with New Orleans where he moved up in the draft and gave up an unprotected 2026 pick to do it. So hope that works out for him.
Jeremiah Fears?
But it was the other guy. Right. Derek Queen, I think, is the guy they moved up
Maryland.
to get, and they traded an unprotected next year. So I'm glad Joe Dumars is not in charge of the Kings draft stock right now, and Scott Perry
Unless Derek Queen comes out as a beast, then we'll be saying the opposite.
Yeah, he's a good player. 139 left, and the Kings are up 7, and they're playing – I don't know what to call it, Jay. I was going to say they're playing Kings basketball. We can't say that yet, but they're playing Kings Summer League basketball. They're aggressive. They're sharing the ball. They're playing with pace, and the Cavs have made a number of runs, but the Kings just the Cavs can't catch them.
No, you guys talked about it early in the show yesterday, and there was something to it. There's 3 or 4 guys, and I believe it was the guy Isaac, Isaiah, Devin Carter played a little G League, Mason Jones, of course, who didn't play today, and I'm missing another Elder. I'm missing someone. There's another player that played on the G League as well, the G League championship. That camaraderie that some of those guys have, especially when you had at the time Mason and Isaac and
Elmore,
Devin,
I think
Elmore, playing. And then you added, you mix in a couple of first rounders who allegedly have good talent. These are, Max is a second rounder, but probably could have been a first rounder compared to some people. But you mix in Neek and you mix in guys like Max, who's a high IQ guy, as his coach Keith Smith talked about. I'm not surprised. And I'll continue to say this. It jumped off the page. I'll just say this. When I heard 80-1.
Oh, yeah.
80-1 odds of the Kings winning the championship. That's someone that's looking at the name on the front and not the back.
Mm-hmm.
Mason Jones was the G League championship MVP.
Mm-hmm.
Devin Carter was a lottery pick last year.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way you could have told me this team wasn't going to be good.
Right.
At least average.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not surprised that they're having success because they have, and then on top of that, pay attention to this, Whitey, the Neek Cliffords and the Maxine Reynolds are what? Older players coming out of college.
Right.
Where some of these guys are second year, first year guys coming out of college.
And you can see
that surprised me.
It takes some of these guys a couple games just to get acclimated to the fact that they're playing professional basketball.
Correct.
Yeah. The Kings are up 7 with 45.9 seconds to go. That's a great point, but I also think it's interesting to your point about the older college players, Reynaud and Neek Clifford. Neek Clifford's having another big game. Reynaud's, his numbers are nothing special today, not playing badly. Can't even find him here in my box score. But anyway, the players that are older college players, Reynaud's, he's got 10 points today. The way they play smart and they share the ball. So even they play a style that, you can easily play with other people. Sharing the ball, spacing the floor. and taking good shots. It's just efficient basketball.
And the style of player they are too.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? I've been highly impressed by double dribble. I was highly impressed by the pump fakes early on by both of them. You and Draper talked about the step to the side 3-pointer, Neek side step. There you go. Yeah. I knew I was saying it backwards. 3-point shot that Neek was possessing a couple of nights ago. And then on top of that, Devin Carter came to Vegas. Obviously first night he must have had some of that low fat milk, that 2% or something. But now he's off fresh vitamin D, whole milk the last 3 games. And so it doesn't surprise me, on top of Isaac Jones as a hustle guy, Isaiah Crawford as a high IQ guy who also was not a super senior, but a senior coming into the league last year, played in the G League. And then you mix in a few other guys like the Cardwells and people like that. It just doesn't surprise me that they're playing very well, and Isaiah Stevens also. I would have been surprised if they would have came out 1-0-4, 1-3. I probably would have said that. But anything 2-2 above, I could have said I could see that. But I'll just say this again: 80-1 could have jumped on it.
Devin Carter missed a free throw. Kings up 6 with just
it's over with.
10.6 seconds left.
It was closed caption and roll the credits.
Really, Jay?
Man,
I mean, it probably is.
Ain't no need to get nervous about no summer league game, man.
It probably is.
People in the arena ain't even nervous. The
Two-possession game.
The Kings ain't even nervous.
It's a 2-possession game.
It's summertime. Matter of fact, some of them players got their mind on what they eating at the buffet tonight already.
I understand that. But basketball is what basketball is. But here's what I was going to say. Anytime I look at a box score for any level, one of the things I look at when you look at is the offense functioning. Is it working? There's a lot of things you can look at. I look at how many players are in double figures. If you have a lot of people in double figures, to me, that shows that, wow, you're sharing the ball and you're harder to guard. So right now, the game's not over yet. But you got Isaac Jones with 17, Reynaud with 10. You got Clifford with 19. Carter with 11, Isaiah Stevens with 13, and Tavion Kinsey has 12, and my guy Daquan Plowden has 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys in double figures. Remember, the quarters are shorter. Kings are shooting 54.8% from the floor. This offense, I don't know if it translates to the NBA, but they're playing a really fun style of basketball to watch, and they're sharing the ball.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't take much from the summer league as far as team wise, as we see summer league standings. A lot of good ball clubs out here. Raptors 3-0, Spurs 3-0, Thunder 3-0. Some of the point differential. I mean, some cats out there getting blew out. I mean, absolute Timberwolves 3-0, Hawks 3-0, Clippers 3-0, Hornets 3-0. Man.
Yeah. So the point differential wise, they're just ahead. The Kings are just ahead of Minnesota. Minnesota also undefeated. So this game's not going to help their point differential, Jay.
Well, they're at 12.7. Some of those other teams are 3 and 6, and so you throw that low average. We'll throw it out just like a teacher. You throw that on out.
But you got to be top 4, right?
Well, yeah, you do. We need a miss there. Good D by Devin Carter, and there it was closed captioning, as I said. It's interesting. This would be the year.
0.8 left. Kings up 6.
The Kings are top 4 and undefeated, and then you got 7 other teams who are undefeated.
Right,
man. And then on top of that, you had Cleveland, who I believe was 2-1 right now, so they'll go 2-2. Super interesting. Hopefully, they have the opportunity to push forward to the top 4 and get to the final 4. I think they have a great opportunity and a great shot to win it. They truly do, especially if Mason Jones comes back and maybe he was just chilling and relaxing. They had to throw up any kind of reason why he was.
He did look like he'd hurt his back.
Looked like he had a little bit of action.
He definitely was hurting.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if he's gonna recover or not, but he definitely had something going on with his side or his back.
They better not catch him at the chandelier bar tonight, then.
By the way, the Kings with 34 baskets as we speak, 28 assists. That's pretty remarkable.
They're doing their thing. They're playing ball, man. They are. These young fellas are playing ball. It looks good, feels good, and the scores are showing.
And it's all over, Jay. What's our final?
8 point, 94-86. That'll be Sacramento with the show of Neek Clifford. Number 5 with the silky black jersey on.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
Did Nick Clifford advance his case for the MVP of Summer League? He had a good game. 19 points today with 7 rebounds. And how about that? 9 assists for Nick Clifford. So the Kings go to 4-0, and it looks like maybe it's going to come down to the point differential game. And hopefully they won't get Brent Rookered on that, right?
Very true.
Yeah,
very, very true. We needed a few teams to lose today.
Yeah, there's also that possibility. So the Kings 4-0, Raptors, Spurs, Thunder, Timberwolves, Hawks, Clippers, Hornets. Your Hornets, Jay, all 3-0. And the Kings with an 11.5-point differential. Minnesota 11.3, Hawks 9.3, Clippers 9. And I mention that because then that becomes a tiebreaker if you have more than 4 teams.
Let me
that are undefeated.
Let me shoot a text out to my Hornet family and tell them to take the L today. We need an L from
that. Would be nice if you can do that.
Yeah, we need an L from the boys today. So I'm gonna go ahead and shoot a text, and hopefully we can get the Hornets to take a loss today, so the Kings can stop looking over their shoulder. We got the Bucks and somebody else coming up next. So I'm gonna really start paying attention now, kind of like baseball. I'm starting to pay attention to the teams around the Kings.
Are you really?
You got
a little buy-in too, don't you? You
know it. 80-1, Whitey. Let me just tell you that 80-1.
Did you see your guy Doug talking courtside today with DeMar DeRozan?
Man, he been everywhere
in his Bo Jackson jersey.
I saw it. I almost passed out. I saw that Raider jersey. At the thing, I'm like, Raider. Then I forgot LA growing up. You know, they were out in LA in the beginning. Yeah, I saw that, man. I almost text DC and told him, man, tell him to take that damn jersey off.
But
it's Bo Jackson, so it's all due respect to Bo.
Right. Do you have a number for Sean Farnham? I know he's kind of a local guy. I think he's like went to UCLA, and I think he's like from the East Bay. I know he was doing the game today. I've talked to him before, but yeah.
Play-by-play?
He was the analyst, I believe.
Really?
Yeah.
Let me take a look. I know the name.
Good guy.
He's the analyst.
Yes. He used to be the ESPN. Yeah, on the left.
Yeah, I see him.
Yeah.
Okay. Who's that on the right?
That's
young man.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. That's Jimmy Young Guy.
Okay. For sure.
Fine. Outstanding announcer. His name's like Brent Cook or something like that. Bless him. He did a fine job.
Absolutely.
More on the undefeated Kings at Summer League. And at some point, Drape's going to join us too from Vegas. It's the Drive Guys on where else? Sacktown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Fidium Fiber.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. It is bright and sunny for this Wednesday, and temperatures will continue to trend below normal. Expect daytime highs to peak in the mid to upper 80s across the Central Valley. That cool breeze increases tonight to drop us back to the 50s first thing Thursday morning. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
It's about time they
fixed that pothole.
Invented better windshield wipers.
Made an internet that just works. Fidium Fiber Internet, starting at only $30 a month. It feels like Fidium. Offer available to residential customers only. Terms and conditions apply. See Fidium.com for details.
Come check out Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room with the most variety of table games in the region in a safe and friendly environment. Plenty of well-lit parking available, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. And remember, Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. For more information, log on to capital-casino.com and please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
The Giant Summer Sale is here. Get giant savings on our Giant selection only at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Looking to own or lease? Save during the Honda Summer Event and drive a brand new Accord or Civic. See all our specials at FolsomLakeHonda.com.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Folsom Lake Honda. Go to FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop. Hi, Zoe Saldana. Welcome to T-Mobile. Here's your new iPhone 16 Pro on us.
Thanks. And here's my old phone to trade in.
You don't need a trade-in. When you switch to T-Mobile, we'll give you a new iPhone 16 Pro. Plus, we'll help you pay off your old phone up to $800, and you still get to keep it.
There's always a trade-in.
Not right now at T-Mobile.
I feel like I have to give you something in return for karma.
That's okay.
I don't really have much in my purse. Oh, let's see. Hand sanitizer. It's lavender.
I'm good. Seriously.
Let me check this pocket. Oh, mints?
Really, I'm fine.
Oh, I have raisins. I'm a mom. Wait 1 sec. I've got cupcakes in the car.
It's our best iPhone offer ever. Switch to T-Mobile. Get a new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence on us. No trade-in needed. We'll even pay off your phone up to $800.
With 24 monthly bill credits, new line $100 plus a month and experience beyond finance agreement $999.99 and qualifying for it. For well qualified plus tax and $10 connection charge. Pay off via virtual prepaid card below 15 days. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. See T-Mobile.com.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave. I got to tell you, I am so excited to get this decking project started with Trex Decking and Railings. From the first time I stepped foot in the showroom last week, I was so impressed. So many color options, heat-resistant composite deck. What does that mean? That means I don't have to do any maintenance on it whatsoever. They even have a deck designer, so you can go online and see what your dream deck will look like on your house. Just visit Trex, that's Trex.com to get it started. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Tune into Sacktown Sports this week for live coverage of the 153rd Open Championship from Royal Portrush. Brought to you by Naturewood Home Furnishings, where it's all about choices and always about quality.
Get ready for a night out with Jordan Davis. It's Country in the Park 2, Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo. Along with the special guests Mitchell Tenpenny, Low Cash, Vincent Mason, and Avery-Anna. Make it a family day out with food trucks, games, dancing, and more. Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo.
Sponsored by Tricks Racing Canes, Chicken Fingers, and Naturewood Home Furnishings. Tickets at CITPFest.com.
At Kids Care Dental and Orthodontics, we're all about summer smiles. During July, we're having our Summer Smiles special with $300 off braces or Invisalign with no money down if you start treatment in July. And you'll have a chance to win Legoland tickets. Go to kidscaredental.com for more information.
Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/SacktownSports1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
Kings just defeated the Cleveland Cavaliers today at Summer League 94-86. So the Kings undefeated at 4-0. They're the only 4-0 team at Summer League, but they're one of, what is it, Jay, 7 undefeated teams?
Yeah, or 8 now. They're 8. Excuse me.
Okay, 3-0 teams. One of those is Minnesota. They're playing right now. They're losing 32-16.
Love it.
For the Kings, it probably will come down to point differential. That's how they determine the top 4 of those undefeated teams if they all stay undefeated. The Pelicans are playing OKC tonight. OKC is 3-0.
Yeah, they're undefeated.
Yeah, it's OKC is
Where's the Raptors at? Where do they play today?
I don't have them on the schedule for today.
They must play tomorrow.
Yeah. So anyway, it's looking good for the Kings. Looking good for anybody who, possibly for whatever reason decided to place a friendly wager on the Kings at 80-1. That would have been a shrewd move.
Yeah, 8,000-1.
Yeah. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. JR's been hanging on. Let's talk to JR. What's up, JR? How are you?
You better believe I have that money down on the ground. I am sweating that one out.
Really?
And you guys I'll give you guys credit. You're giving us the breakdown because I was driving going, how are they going to actually make it?
Uh-huh.
And then they still got to win the 2 games. But yeah, of course you're going to take 80-1.
I know that really jumped out. Very few things in Summer League jump out, but when we heard that, it's like, well, that's not right.
Well, 100%. The family's like, dude, you putting some money down? I go, yeah, we're putting money down.
Yeah, yeah.
And then they said, of course, the mama says, you mean that's to win the NBA championship? I'm like, no, then I'm not putting down a penny. But
well, good luck to
hold
you.
on.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Better news is I remember 99 in your parade.
Really?
And I totally remember that. And the next day on the radio, I love you and Fano, but Justin was so damn funny because he was not happy that car was breaking down.
Right. It wasn't a great look for us.
No, and the fact, I don't know if you're allowed to bring up old G. Napier's name, but I think it was funny because he mentioned like they were in the parade too, and you guys were at the very end, if I remember right.
That's right.
And And if they win this right now, I'll give you some of my winnings, and you are doing a parade. Jay, get your car running.
I got you.
Because I will pay for that to happen.
All right.
But of course, we got to wait for what's name to get out of the shower. But as soon as he's doing that, you guys can have your parade.
Thank you.
See you, boys. Yeah, that was a great time. Bye-bye.
Take care. Yeah, so sounds like there's maybe a number of people in the area that have more than just, fan loyalty riding on the Kings here at Summer League.
They're sharp and smart.
Mm-hmm.
My boy JR, sharp and smart.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm just saying, I heard those odds, and we screamed it to the rooftop for people to get an understanding. 80 to 1, 8,000 to 1, depending on what you looked at. You could definitely tell the bookmakers were just looking at the Kings like, Kings ain't gonna do nothing. If you really sit down and did your research and your homework,
right,
you would have seen they actually got a decent roster.
Yep,
more than decent.
Mm-hmm. Today, that decent roster producing an 8-point win over Cleveland. Isaac Jones today was 8 for 11 from the floor, 3 rebounds. He had 17 points, and then Nick Clifford with 19. Just this balanced attack. And today, Tavion Kinsey had 12 for the Kings, 4-7 shooting. Let's see. You had Cardwell, had a couple points here. The Kings got an excellent Summer League squad. How much that's going to translate to the regular season, who knows? You got 2 young players that, based on how they played so far in Summer League, could they be in your rotation when the games start for real? Maybe, right? I mean, it's possible.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see. I think Nick Clifford has probably a higher percentage of being in that rotation in the form that we've heard Scott Perry say he can play the 1 through the 3. Right now, there's an absolute hole at the 3 behind DeMar DeRozan at this point. And I guess you could actually, argue the same thing for Max, but I think Eubanks being back there, and I still believe they're looking at someone, as much as we continue to keep hearing about all these point guards, I wouldn't be surprised if the next move is at least someone that's 6'7" and above, 6'8" and above.
See, it sounds like to me like you're kind of talking about, whether you mean to or not, Jonathan Kuminga, maybe.
No, but I mean, we're talking about a move in the front court. I think that has to happen. If you're going to battle with the front court, unless, and I could be wrong, it sounds like, and according to Drapes, his intel says that Dario Saric is going to be on this team. No disrespect to Dario Saric, but if we're going to battle with Dario Saric as a backup, an immediate backup that is supposed to play every single game as a backup, 82, that's not going to happen.
I think even if he is able to play at a reasonably efficient level, I still think you need, to your point, you need more wing help. Like, of course, somebody's a backup 3.
Dario Saric is slow-footed. Yeah, he's slow-footed.
Yeah, I was just looking up here to make sure. Yeah, he's 6'10".
Yeah.
He's a 4'5".
Absolutely.
Yeah, and again, so that's even if, he can play. I think you're still going to need that 6'7" to 6'9" guy. Yeah, I agree. And from what Drape says, they know that. The Kings know that. They look at the roster, and it's as plain to them as it is to us.
Right. And so I think if you're really paying attention to what's going on, it feels like their 4 and 5s are locked in. They got Max, they got Drew Eubanks, they have Keegan, they have Domas, and I guess Dario Saric. Then you look at the 3 position, you got DeMar DeRozan. Now, I could envision a Keegan, Dario Saric, Domantas Sabonis rotation, but I'm gonna tell you like this: that when it comes to the defensive side, we in trouble right there. And so we know Neek was drafted to play the 2 and the 3 from all according to all analysts and intel. So I believe Neek Clifford will be in the rotation in the 3 somewhere along the line, and that's why I believe he will have a higher percentage of playing before Max. Now, Max has shown that he can put the ball on the floor. He's got great vision. He's got a hell of a pump fake. He can definitely shoot the rock. He's a high IQ type cat. Seems like he really knows how to play basketball. And that sounds crazy when we're talking about professionals. How many times have we heard people say, well, he's still learning. He's still learning how to play basketball. And you look up, like, you're learning in the NBA? You never stop learning anything, but you're still learning how to play the game, the nuances and the spacing and everything else. When I hear about that, I'm like, yeah, I don't know about that cat.
Mm-hmm.
Even if he's got all the athleticism in the world, you still learning though? Okay. Unless you just got in the game 2 years prior.
Mm-hmm. I agree with you. I think with Maxime Reynaud, there's less of an immediate need for the Kings. Obviously, he could be a big part of their future, but you talk about the other bigs they have. They have Eubanks. They have maybe Šarić. You have Domas. So they don't need him right away to contribute. Whereas with Nick Clifford, it's like, please step into the rotation now. You bring things that we desperately need. So I'm with you on that. We also have this from Emmadrock in the chat. He says, last season, there was too much underlying drama. Now that it's in the past, we can only hope the new look Kings are in a position for sustainable competitive basketball. The Summer League may have nothing to do with what happens during the regular season, but from a fan standpoint, you can't help but be a little encouraged by what you're seeing in Summer League.
No doubt. TC just called. I'm pretty sure he'll call back, and he's fired up. You know, you got cats who's super fired up. So I get it. I understand it. And, Summer League is a part of the season. Mm-hmm. It is the beginning, or really when you hit the go button, the green button. You have the draft, and then you have your free agency, then you have your Summer League. And so it's really like, okay, basketball is rounding back into form and rounding back into shape, even though they're going a lull here. I understand the natural, organic part of it being exciting and looking at some of the guys that will be on the squad, and a few guys like the Mason Jones, the Isaiah Crawfords, trying to figure out where they will land as well. So no doubt it's exciting. And I love the Summer League. I like what the Summer League brings to the table for the NBA, especially as much as I like football. I'm not a lifer NFL guy. I don't necessarily need to be looking at the combine and seeing cats running around in their draws. That's not for me. So I like when you got actual play and competition.
You don't watch the combine on TV?
Come on, man. Stop playing.
I don't either.
Stop playing.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't. Trying to think, have I ever had the opportunity for anyone that I work for to go to the combine? I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think anybody's ever been like, hey, you want to go to the combine?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's some things now on TV, and the combine's one of them, that are just proof that we have way too many channels.
We do.
If you're putting that on TV, then we need we need to get rid of some of the channels, a lot of the channels. When we come back, the NBA's talking expansion again. Tell you why I would vote no on expansion for the NBA. Next on Sacktown Sports.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-646-5454. That's 800-646-5454.
Aloha! Dreaming of sandy beaches and ocean breezes? JTV's Tropical Treasure Sweepstakes could make that dream come true. Enter for your chance to win a fabulous Hawaiian getaway for two with luxury accommodations, airfare, and spending cash. Plus, just for entering, get $30 off your next qualifying JTV purchase of at least $99 when you opt in for emails. Don't miss out. Visit jtv.com/sweeps and enter by August 3rd. JTV, where paradise awaits.
Alan Stiles here with your Sacktown Sports Injury Update, brought to you by Downtown LA Law Group. Ken Waldachuk, out with that left elbow sprain, will have another AAA Las Vegas rehab coming up, and his expected return is mid-July. Jose Leclerc, out with that right lat strain, is expected to return in the second half as he is playing catch 3 times a week, even though the A's expect a long recovery process. That was your Sacktown Sports Injury Update, brought to you by Downtown LA Law Group. It's Alan Stiles here. You injured at work? Call Downtown. DTLA Law Group, California's leading injury law firm. With over 40 lawyers throughout California, they have won over $500 million in settlements. DTLA Law Group will get you compensation for your work injury. You don't pay unless they win. That's right. You pay $0 up front. Call Downtown. Text injury help to 40222. That's injury help to 40222. Visit them at calldowntown.com.
Keeping your engines healthy means protecting them in season and out. Experts trust Stable to do that. and third-party testing confirms it. Stable is the industry leader in preventing fuel-related issues, no matter if you use it in your car, boat, or outdoor power equipment. In season or out, at every fill-up or when you store, start with Stable.
Why'd I go to the doctor? My heart would race just taking my son to practice. It didn't feel right. So I got checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit NoTimeToWait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Time to check out Capital Casino, conveniently located at 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our client's portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more. And then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
The summer sell down is on at Maida's Elk Grove Chevy. Save $4,250 off MSRP. Every new 2025 Colorado, C71, CR2, and Trail Boss in stock. And Maida Chevy saves you $3,000 off MSRP. Every new 2025 Trax in stock. $4,250 off new Colorado. $3,000 off Trax. Exclusively at the Maida Chevy Supercenter. Now that's big, huge. See them all at MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
Less than current cost of Gold Star business or deputy member. Not available with other offers.
Michael Dave here for my friends at American Energy Heating and Air. Yes, I always tell you they are a family-owned operation, been in business since 81, A-plus Better Business Bureau, but it is hot. We are in those Sacramento hot months. I want to focus on them being your second opinion partner. What does that mean? Maybe you've got somebody you're working with or you've worked with in the past in the HVAC world. Guess what? They want to give you a second opinion. How much does it cost? Nothing. You call them up and say, hey, can I get a second opinion on this deal? They come out and they either say, wow, that's a great deal. You should feel better about that. Or they say, we can beat that price. And usually they're going to beat it by a lot. Guess what? You just saved money and it didn't cost you anything to find out. It's a no-lose situation. Go with a trusted company. American Energy, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. Jingle Singers, take it away.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Drapes is in Vegas. He should be joining us here pretty soon. I believe he's, if he's not setting up, he's getting ready to set up. And here he is.
I'm here, big fella. Calm down. I'm here.
Where the Kings were victorious today. What a win for the Kings today. Drapes, they stay undefeated.
Yeah, and that was a great game, man. I'm doing great, man. You know, got to sit there and watch the Kings, and everybody contributed, man. I mean, you know, whether it's Cardwell coming off the bench, our boy Isaac Jones looking great, and, of course, Neek and Devin. I mean, everybody contributed today. And this was a big win. Hopefully this stamps us into the top 4, and we get to play this weekend for the NBA Summer League Cup. I don't even know if that's what they're calling it. I don't even know. But, no, I was really impressed by the team because you know why, Whitey?
Why's that?
I thought against the Phoenix Suns, they weren't good. No offense to them. They didn't have any flow, no rhythm. This was a good Cavaliers Summer League team. You know what I mean? Proctor going off, Tomlin looking amazing out there. And the Kings had to gut this one out, man, and fight through some adversity, if you will, in this one. And I thought they looked good out there.
One of the numbers that jumped out to me, Drapes, and I mean jumped out. I know it's only Summer League, but still, the Kings made 34 baskets and they had 28 assists. That just tells you how much fun they're having and how much fun they are to watch.
How do you know that? What, you looking at a box score or something? Is that
Of course I am. Yes.
And check this out on the YouTube. Your boy actually got the paper box score in hand right here. And that's I'm coming around to the dark side when it comes to the box score. But to your point, Whitey, they play the right way, man. Like, how many times do we see the extra pass being made? Guys aren't just pounding the ball, going into ISO every time. You know, Proctor is amazing. He put on the show, no doubt about it, 35. But in the fourth quarter and most of the third quarter, second half, it was the Proctor show. Nobody else really touched it. You know, the thing I like about what our team was able to do, you got 4, 5, 6, 7 guys in double figures.
Yes.
How about that? You know, and then you got Neek with 9 assists and Devin Carter, shout out to him, with 6 assists, you know, and Isaiah Stevens off the bench. So everybody was touching the ball. Everybody seemed like they were involved in the offense today.
So the good vibes just keep on going. And again, what does this mean for the regular season? I don't know. Maybe it means nothing, but you're developing some culture on some level, and it's a positive experience for the young players. So let's keep it going, Drapes. You're doing a good job there.
Yeah, oh, thank you. You know, inspiring the guys, you know, firing them up and everything. And so, no, man, it's I was talking to one of the coaches afterwards, and he was like, damn, we're playing hard out there. And it's like, you know, when I was talking to Doug during the game, I said, you know, Doug, you know, whether it's the 5th man or the 15th man, you know, we need to open our eyes and be like, okay, that I recognize Kings basketball. And that's what he's saying. He's like, these guys are playing the way we want to play during the regular season. And so we'll see if it carries over, obviously, to the veterans and everything like that. But for now, they're coming out, man, with the competitiveness, the desire, picking up full court, diving on the floor for loose balls. I mean, they got to do a better job on the offensive glass. Like, you know, Cleveland had like 50 offensive rebounds. I see you looking at a box score there, Whitey. I see it. I see you looking at a box.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they ain't what they have. 21 offensive rebounds. We got to do a better job. 23 offensive rebounds. We got to do a better job than that. But for the most part, I don't know if you could come away saying anything negative about this Kings Summer League team.
Yeah. And part of the reason I think Cleveland had so many offensive rebounds is because they didn't shoot the ball well. So there was a lot of offensive rebounds to be had. But yeah, you're correct. And I know you said you were talking to Doug Christie. DeMar DeRozan was also talking to Doug Christie today.
Yeah, how about that? My boy Debo showed up. He did take the squad out to dinner last night. You know what I mean? They had a nice dinner last night at the team hotel. And you know, Debo didn't stay for the whole game. I think he left after the first quarter, but he was there long enough to make his presence felt. You know what I mean? Like, he was here to give support, obviously, to the young guys. And, you know, through all this offseason chatter, trade rumors and everything like that, for him to show up, to me, and this is something, you know, Scott said a few weeks ago, shows to me that he's committed, you know, to being here. Like, you know, I don't see a trade coming and, you know, anytime soon. And so he's locked in, committed. Him and Doug had a great conversation. I was sitting right next to them there. And so, no, man, it was good to see him here. And Keon was in the building from what I heard yesterday or the other day. Keon was around as well. So we've had a couple of guys around.
Did you comment to Debo about his Bo Jackson jersey?
Nah, I didn't. I've seen it before, big fella. I've seen it. And I forget which game it was on the road. He had the same outfit on, and I'm not throwing shade at him. I mean, shoot, we're allowed to wear the same outfits. You know what I mean? And he had that, and I was like, oh man, this dude is ready for some business. He's ready to put in work, and he did it later that night. And so I saw it today. I was like, okay, that's Debo. Debo's in the building. No, so I didn't say anything. I didn't need to say anything.
Okay. A couple NBA things. I know the NBA is talking about expansion again. I understand why they may, and it looks like they're leaning that way. I hope they don't, just because I don't want to see the product watered down again, but it's inevitable. It's going to happen at some point. But Drapes, what do you think also of the big news in the NBA West? Bradley Beal, the buyout, it's official. He's going to the Clippers. Look out for the Clippers.
Dude, that's a good pickup for the Clippers.
Yeah.
Like, think about it like this. You lose Norman Powell. You trade him away. but yet you fill his position with Brad Beal. And I know the narrative around Bradley Beal is, oh, he's over the hill. He actually had a solid season for Phoenix, considering all things considered, the dumpster fire that they were last season. And so this is a massive pickup for them. You could argue they have the best starting five in the entire league. If Brad Beal is in the starting lineup with James Harden, Kawhi Leonard, you have my boy John Collins and Zubats, like there is no weakness. Maybe some defensively in the backcourt, I guess you should be able to attack them in the backcourt with their guard rotation there in the starting unit. But that's a big time pickup for them. The Lakers could have sure used a guy like Brad Beal. They could have used him, but he goes to the Clippers.
Yeah, I know there were a number of teams interested in him. Let me ask you this, and I'm not presuming there's not an answer here, but if Bradley Beal couldn't fit and make it work with Devin Booker and with KD, why do we think he can make it work with Kawhi and with James Harden?
Because James Harden, as much as he likes to pound the ball, he also likes to get off the ball too. And I feel, and you also got to remember, Phoenix was bringing him off the bench too. And he's probably feeling like, hold up here. I'm not a bench player. And I'll say this, James Harden is more of a natural point guard than anything Phoenix had. But let's call it what it is, And so I think, and he's not going to be looked at as a big three. He's going to be looked at as a big five, really. Like some nights, my boy John Collins is going to have 18 to 22. Zubats has put up 20 and 20 numbers. So, when things go sideways, you got other guys that can step up. And so I think this is a brilliant move for the Clippers. They scare me now. They definitely scare me out west now.
All right. If you're scared, here's a more encouraging thought here from Tony Ray Harvey in the chat. He says the Kings could likely land a G League title and a Summer League championship within 4 months. And he says likely the Kings.
I like that. We're building a winning culture here. It's all about a winning culture. You know what I mean? You know who else is undefeated in Summer League play? Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
They won a champion. Hey, if we could be like OKC, why not? And so I'm with you, my boy Tony Ray Harvey out there. You play to win the game. I'd rather them be a G League champion, a Summer League champion, than nothing at all. Shows me, you know what? This organization, at least on that level, is bringing it every night. They're competing. Now we need to see it when it matters the most come the fall.
Yeah, Drapes, I just don't want to see him get Brent Rookered on one of those, the point differential things.
All right.
Let's hope that doesn't happen.
Well, one thing I'm worried about, and I need to check the scores, Minnesota is playing Phoenix right now. We know Phoenix, like I said, is a dumpster fire. Oh, how about this?
228. Yeah.
Phoenix on top. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Our boy Boogie Ellis doing us a solid out there. I'll take it.
More on the Kings' big Summer League victory and potential championship when we come back. Drive Guys, Sacktown Sports.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It's peak summertime for Sacramento Rivercats baseball with 9 home games in 10 days. Join us at Sutter Health Park July 18th through July 27th. Bring the whole family for exciting baseball, affordable tickets, and nonstop fun. Get your tickets at rivercats.com.
Power Business Technology is proud to be a 100% independent, locally owned and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer since 2021. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729. Or visit us at powercopiers.com.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hobbit, a Hobbit Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Woodland. What's happening for the Hobbit Employee Pricing Plus sales event?
Right now, you can get the family wherever you need to get them when you save up to $17,000 off MSRP on the new 2024 Jeep Grand Cherokee 4xE. With the gas tax having gone up this month, that means you save even more at the pump with one of America's favorite hybrids.
What's happening at the giant Hobbit certified pre-owned supercenter?
Well, not only is Hobbit your one-stop shop for new Ram trucks, we are your pre-owned truck superstore. Right now, we have over 100 quality pre-owned trucks in stock. So whatever truck you're looking for, your perfect ride is waiting at Hobbit. Diesels, lifted trucks, 4x4s, Hemis, heavy duties. We have them all waiting for you.
Search, select, and save through our whole inventory, new and used, at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period. 17,000 total net savings after 7,500 factory rebates and 9,500 dealer discounts. Rebates may include 2,500 2025 select inventory bonus cash, 500 first responder bonus cash for eligible first responders. Employee pricing for all included in dealer discount. VIN number 712678. See dealer for details.
When you bundle renters and auto with Progressive, you can save while protecting your most valuable possessions, like your priceless vinyl collection. Sure, you sleep on a futon because the money most people would have spent on a bed you spent on more records. But forget the fact that you can stream just about any song ever created for a few dollars a month. No, you need to listen to music in the most difficult way possible. So go ahead and get Progressive so you can save while protecting the things that matter to you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Did you know about 1/3 of our lives is spent sleeping? Hi, this is Franklin Rosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. If we're going to spend that much time in our bedrooms, then our bedrooms ought to reflect our personalities. I remember many weekend mornings when our kids would jump into our beds trying to coax us to start our days more on their schedules than ours. Naturewood Home Furnishings' huge bedroom sale is here, and there's no better time to find the perfect accent piece for your bedroom, or even better, to start fresh by designing your bedroom to fit your lifestyle. From a new mattress and foundation to dressers to nightstands to lamps and more. Naturewood Home Furnishings will help you create a space from simple to luxurious and anything in between. Just drop by and let Naturewood's team help you envision a bedroom fit for 1/3 of your life. Visit Naturewood Home Furnishings right now for this remarkable bedroom sale. Off Highway 50 at Hazel, look for the water rail.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacktown Sports 1140.
Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
Got Jay and Whitey in studio today. We got Kyle Draper in Las Vegas, where the Kings just defeated the Cavs to go to 4-0. You know, Drace, we've been kidding about, we should have a parade if the Kings win Summer League. You know, the Kings wouldn't want a parade if they won Summer League. But I'm hoping that if they advance and get to the championship game, maybe somehow, some way we can at least get, a contingent of people. We can get more people to fly out there and support them in the championship game. I don't know if we could do that, but that's something I think we should be able to come up with. You're already there, though, right? So you're going to be there.
Nah, I'm leaving tonight, bro.
What?
Yeah. I mean, it's been almost a week in Vegas. I mean, I could stay, I guess. Maybe I will. Nick would like that. He wouldn't mind. But no, I got to be back in studio with you and Jay tomorrow, big fella. I can't be out here just all week, even though it sounds good. Actually,
why can't you,
dude? I might fly back tonight, drop Nick off, and then come back tomorrow morning.
You're commuting between Sacramento and Las Vegas. Question for 916 is Drape staying for the playoffs if we get in? Maybe. Sounds like maybe. It wasn't his plan, but we're working on it.
Well, I'll tell you, man, they're 4-0 with me in attendance. So, why not? Right. It's funny. So Nick has that neat Clifford jersey.
Yeah.
And his dad was like, dude, you need to wear that jersey every day now because our boy is playing well, and everything like that. So, maybe me and Nick kick it out here for another few more days. I'm sure he wouldn't mind that.
Mm-hmm.
What about my daughter? I got Quinn back at home, man. I got another child at home. She's like, when are you coming home, Dad? I miss you. So I gotta go be a father to her too now.
Well, you've been a fantastic father. 2-3 days ain't gonna separate that. Let me tell you.
But she must like Vegas too, doesn't she? Like Vegas?
Yeah, she's a Vegas fan. She actually liked Vegas more than Nick. So let me tell you a quick Vegas story. And Jay, you've been around. Whitey, you've been around. I'm sure our listeners have been to Vegas several times out there. Depending on the hotel, Vegas is a different experience.
Yeah.
And last time we were in Vegas, I had Nick and Quinn. We stayed at the Venetian. A nice hotel. It's fine. Nothing wrong with the Venetian. But it's really active in the Venetian. Like it's a lot going on, a lot of moving and grooving out there. A lot of cigarette smoke too. A lot of cigarette, and Nick couldn't stand the cigarette smoke. So he's like, I hate Vegas. I mean, I'm telling you, he was like, just a grouchy Smurf. He hated everything about Vegas. Well, this time, staying in the resorts world, no cigarette smoke.
There you go.
See Allen Iverson at the poker table. You're seeing celebs walk through and all NBA players. He's like, man, I can't wait. He said, Dad, I want to work this event next year. So he's going to apply to be a ball boy or something next year.
Oh, okay.
At Summer League. But the problem is, Whitey and Jay, and I'm just telling you guys now, I'm laying the groundwork here. They say you have to be here for all 11 days of Summer League. Ooh.
Dang.
I'm bracing myself, big fella. All right, if he gets this opportunity, which would be a great opportunity for him, can I really do 11 days in Vegas?
A dad's got to do what a dad's got to do.
Yeah, man. You just talked about leaving Vegas to come home for your daughter. Maybe you can split it. Maybe you can put it on Mom's for, the back half of the last 3 days or something.
Right. That's true. I'm here when it's all happening and popping and everything. All right. You can come out here Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Everybody back home.
Right. that might be the plan, Jay. Thanks for bringing that up.
From the 916, hey, Drapes, the Clippers' medical bills from all the IL stints between Beal, Leonard, and Harden are what scare me, says they didn't put their name on it, but speaking of the Clippers,
they got to be probably the oldest team in the league now. Even though Beal's only 32, I feel like Brad Beal should be like 35.
Yeah.
Right now, it seems like he's been around forever, but he's only 32 years of age. But yeah, that's going to be the key. Can they stay healthy? Can you rely on Kawhi Leonard when it matters the most? And I know he played in the playoffs this year and was solid, but that's always the question mark with them.
Speaking of the question mark, somebody wants to know if they saw me at Wood Creek Oaks yesterday. I was not at Wood Creek Oaks yesterday. That was not me you saw practicing. And Chris, the mom, speaking for many, when she says she's distraught, or at least anxious, I should say, over the point differential thing. And she's still mad that the Kings had that big lead against Phoenix and they let Phoenix get closer in the last game, because fans are gripping a little bit, Drapes, about the Kings and Summer League and the advancing into the final round.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big thing. Kings fans clearly want this to happen, right? We're hoping our guys get an opportunity to play for the Summer League championship. I need to look at the standings and see where we sit in terms of point differential out there. Because
11.3.
What are we?
11.3. Right.
Is our point differential right now?
They're only teams
today or no?
Yeah, that includes today. They were 12 something.
They came down a little, obviously.
Yeah.
And Minnesota's right behind them. But if Minnesota loses today, then
they're probably
knock them out.
7 other teams are 3-0.
Oh, Jade, I'm looking at it, bro. So we're 11.5.
5, okay.
According to the Minnesota's 11.3.
Yes.
But Atlanta is 9.3. Clippers are 9.0. So it's not guaranteed yet, man. It's
some of them teams gonna lose.
Right.
That's what we've been on the line about the Hornets. Text them and told them take the L.
Yeah, oh, Hornets ain't trying to win. They already tanking for next season. They already
taking in summer league.
No offense, they tanking already, man. Oh man, but no, that's something to keep an eye on, man. We got other games going on today and tomorrow. That's something to keep an eye on.
Is
So
the 3-0 teams playing today?
The Thunder play tonight.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah, Thunder. Yeah,
and everybody else plays tomorrow.
And Minnesota's playing right now.
Yeah. And then Atlanta plays Memphis tomorrow. San Antonio, Charlotte tomorrow. So, well, something to keep an eye on here.
Yeah, scoreboard watching at the Summer League.
The Summer League. Love it.
A couple
days.
days.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say, what do you think of the light the beam chants out here? Every time we win.
Really?
I'm hearing the 4 times so far. I'm hearing the light the beam chants. It's not like Golden One Center or anything like that. But, there's a segment, maybe 30 to 40 people chanting light the beam.
Mm-hmm.
We okay with that at Summer League?
Yes. Aren't you?
Yeah.
It's a phenomenon now.
Yeah.
Fellas. It's something that is stuck with the Kings. It is part of their chemical makeup at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Exactly. And those people that say, it's played out, you got to retire it. Screw them. It's our thing.
Yeah.
You can't tell us what to do with our thing. So
I think
I'm good with it.
Yeah. Those who say retire it, bless them. Nothing against them, but they don't understand how special it is for Sacramento Kings basketball fans. The beam represents more than just, hey, we won a game. It represents we still have an NBA team, and our team means more to us than NBA teams mean to fans in other cities. So
exactly.
Yeah. A couple of days ago, we had the high flyer on, and I remember Drapes, we were talking to him about the Summer League, and he was saying he was hoping that Isaac Jones had a bust-out game. I don't know if this was a bust-out game today, but he had a really nice game, didn't he? 8 for 11 from the floor, 17 points in 26 and a half minutes for Isaac Jones. That was nice to see.
Well, here's the thing, and, we talked about this the other day. There's no plays run for this guy.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like, let's get IJ the ball out of this timeout. He's getting this stuff off of hustle and guys finding him, his teammates finding him. And this was the kind of game, I wanted to see from him. Very efficient out there. Would like to see him, crash the boards a little bit more, only 3 rebounds. But I thought everybody played well today. Even Isaiah Crawford, who didn't hit a shot, didn't even take a shot. But just, his steadiness out there on the floor. They look good, man. And, Isaac Jones, did he have the dunk today or did he miss it? I can't read. No, he had a dunk today.
Yeah, a dunk in transition, split 2 defenders. Yeah.
And he showed off some of his athleticism and, a turn to the left and Scott Perry sitting down and he gave Doug a look like, ooh, okay, I see what you mean about this young kid's athleticism. And so, no, I thought he looked good, man. He I don't know how many minutes he'll get. He'll get some DMP CDs, but he's a solid rotation guy, I think, for this Kings team. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like a 12th man, 11th man, something like that. The question is he ahead of a Eubanks? Is he ahead of a Saric? We'll have to wait and see, come the season, but he's looked good today, I thought.
Yes, somebody, and I forget who it was exactly, in the chat was suggesting that, hey, I don't need him to shoot any more threes. Isaac Jones was 0 for 2 today on threes, but he does need to keep shooting them.
Right.
Because if he can start knocking those down, that opens up a whole new chapter of his NBA book.
Honestly, Whitey, that's how he's going to see himself on the floor.
Yep.
If he can't make those shots or is not taking those shots, I'm sorry, big fella, you're going to have to sit on the bench. I think that's why, here at Summer League, to your point, I want him taking 2, 3, 3, 4 threes, especially from the corner, because those are going to be the ones that are open, and so, offense to whoever said that, but no, they want him to shoot those shots. Now he just has to knock them down.
Yeah, no, I get it because I know there was one in particular today. He took a couple threes, and one was from the near corner on TV, and it was way off. But his stroke looks decent. He's just not comfortable all the way, and then sometimes you get those, scud incoming, look out. But I think his stroke looks halfway decent, Drapes. I really do.
No, I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. And, it's he just has to knock him down. But I will say, I don't know how much Summer League you guys have watched, but there have been more air balls in these games. Oh, my gosh. Everybody has shot an air ball. And so if IJ misses one, long or short or whatever, is par for the course out here. I mean, guys that are supposed to be good shooters, great shooters, are even airballing it. So I think it's a little nerves, summer league situation, but he needs to knock that shot down. He needs to take it and make it, for his own good, man, so he can see the floor.
Well, your boy Proctor today, 35 points. He put up 14 threes. That's a lot of threes in a summer league game.
And that's I like Proctor was playing with some swag. But he was only 4 of 14, Whitey. Think about that. He was 7 of 10 from 2-point range. Like, dude, so I just thought, I know he was feeling it and everything, and he was on the heater, but maybe not from 3, really. You know what I mean? And so he's a gamer, though. Like, I was like, I'm surprised he dropped as far as he did.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if he's going to, be in the rotation for Cleveland or anything like that, but you could see his upside. You know what I mean? You can see what he brings to the table.
How about Maxime Reynaud? We were just having a conversation earlier, Drapes. You were still, getting ready after the game to join us. But Jay was saying he thinks that Nick Clifford probably has a better chance, and I agree, of being in the rotation sooner than Maxime Reynaud does. Obviously, you'd love for both of them to be in the rotation at some point. It looks like Nick Clifford brings you more of what you need right now than Reynaud does. And again, they're both playing really well, and they both have what appears to be bright futures. But would you agree Nick Clifford probably has a clearer path to a rotational spot right now than Maxime Reynaud does?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Nick Clifford forces the hand of Doug Christie. You got to play this guy. I mean, it's like, damn, what else you want him to do in summer league? Like, if he can't, he's checked all the boxes. He's passed all the tests so far out here in summer league. And the thing that I love about Nick, and I understand it's just summer league, but how often do you see rookies come out here, just throw the ball away, kick the ball around, turn it over? The thing about Nick, 9 times out of 10, he's making the right basketball play. You know what I mean? He's not chucking up the shots. I know he took 15 shots today, but I never thought to myself, damn, Nick passed the ball or anything like that. And I don't think people talk enough about his ability to see the floor, to read defenses.
Yeah.
How many times have we seen him come off a screen and whip a pass out to the opposite corner for an open look? Like, I would not be surprised, right? And I know Scott Perry talked about this a little bit. If he is playing the point guard with the second unit, I would not be shocked. I would think that's what we're going to see once the regular season comes. And here's the thing about him. The more we put the ball in his hands, the better and more comfortable he's going to become. He can read defenses right now like a savvy veteran. I'm impressed by that. The question is, can he handle the ball pressure?
That's it. That's what I was going to say.
People pick up the 94 feet and pressure him. That's going to be the key for him.
Yeah, it's also going to depend on who he's on the floor with. He had, to your point here, I know you have it right in front of you. He had 9 assists today and 1 turnover. I don't care what league you're in. That's how you do it. That's the way you get it done.
Yeah. 9 assists, 1 turnover. And it just his ability to read the defense, man. And I know it's summer league, and so you're going to have bigger, faster, stronger, more talented guys come the regular season. But wow, 9 assists to 1 turnover. Like, if a point guard had that stat line, we'd be raving about him. You know what I mean? Oh my God.
Yeah,
exactly. This guy's Chris Paul. It's Nick Clifford, though, that's doing it, which is impressive.
I wanted to ask you about Jonathan Kuminga in Summer League. What we thought we knew based on what we'd been reading was that Jonathan Kuminga at Summer League, he and his people, they're going to talk, meet with all the teams. And it doesn't look like that has necessarily happened. Looks like maybe he sat down with the Warriors. And I don't mean to put you on the spot, but have you heard anything, Drace, about Jonathan Kuminga and meetings with these teams? Because I've heard nothing about this.
No, it's been crickets, right? It's been nothing going on, and I haven't heard anything. I'm on the website heavy.com. Our boy Steve Volpet writes for them as well. He didn't write this article, but they're solid. Brett Siegel and his reps met with Brett Siegel reporting that Kuminga and his reps met with Golden State last week. But to your point, I haven't heard of any other team meeting with him, any other talks. And so, he might be, it might be about 1 a.m. when you wake up on the couch and the TV's still on and you're like, all right, now it's time to go up to bed. Like we may be putting this Kuminga thing to bed here soon, Whitey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Brett Siegel, you mentioned the report.
Yeah.
He says the update he got, things went as expected. Kuminga met with Golden State. Doesn't look like he met with anybody else, at least as far as we know. No deal, but there's an understanding of what everything is looking like. And it looks like the Warriors are saying, look, if somebody extends an offer sheet, we're going to match it. We can't let you go for nothing. At the same time, the other teams that want you, they're not offering anything that's worth us giving you up. So we're kind of stuck here. And I know some expect him to stay in the $20 to $25 million range, sign with the Warriors with a player option and a trade kicker with
That's
a kind of
Siegel, right?
Yeah. With I don't know if it's an agreement, but with an understanding that maybe they would be open to trading him before the deadline. So yeah, it just sounds like there aren't a lot of teams for him to meet with right now at Summer League.
Right. No, it's, and that's the thing too. It's, you can meet with a team, but one is a team willing to part with what Golden State is asking for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? According to our boy Anthony Slater, shout out to him, that ESPN move is official. Now he's going, the Warriors are looking for a promising young player plus a first-round pick. Whew, that's a lot, right?
Yeah.
Like, and what's a promising young player? Is that Devin Carter? Do they consider? You just never know. And so I just don't think the market is there for Kuminga the way he wants it to be.
Mm-hmm. And maybe the Kings are more comfortable with what the roster is going to look like if they run it back than they were before Summer League. That may be silly, but maybe so. Maybe they're really encouraged by what Nick Clifford and also Reno are doing here at Summer League, Drapes. I don't know.
Let me ask you this though, too, Whitey. Let's say the Kings still have some interest in Jonathan Kuminga, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they, somehow pull off a trade to bring in Jonathan Kuminga. I would imagine other moves would need to be made.
Right.
I would also imagine those other moves, you might not get the return back that you want.
Right.
Your hand is now forced, and teams know that.
Yeah.
And so it's you might be better. Just, what? Let's play out this season and revisit, maybe go after Kuminga in free agency or something like that. I don't know. But it could create a domino effect where the Kings could be coming up short. Like, think about it. If the Warriors are holding firm on a young player and the first, if you're the Kings, you're giving up a young player and a first-round pick. And if we're talking about moving some veterans, you might also have to include some sweeteners.
Yeah.
For somebody to take it too. Mm-hmm. And so it might be too much of a hassle and too much of a risk for the Kings to take right now.
I agree. I'm skeptical of Kuminga's fit here, but I understand the fascination and the upside. Any team in the league would look at that guy and say, man, he has a chance to be a star. But to your point, if you are the Kings and you give up something to get him, apparently it would be something that you'd feel a little bit because the Warriors, they want something substantial for him. Plus, you got to pay him. And then, as you say, it's a great point. Then you would have to also change up your roster to make room for him. So you might have to spin off some parts and get less than value for them. All of a sudden, you look at what you're sending out to bring him in, and it just doesn't add up for the Kings.
Right. And Kuminga might be a fine player, but are there better options in the coming years? Is it too much of a risk? Are you giving up? It's too costly just for this one player. Yeah. Now if Kuminga was Shai Gilgeous-Alexander or a young Devin Booker or something like that, where you knew, all right, this dude's going to be really good.
Yep.
Okay, but there's still some question marks surrounding him.
Yeah, you don't know if you can build around him. You might be able to, but you don't know. Yeah. I do think, Drapes, based on what we've heard, I do think the Kings, they kind of floated, as Slate's told us, they floated an offer to the Warriors, hoping Devin Carter and Šarić, 2 picks, maybe that'll, maybe they really want to get rid of him. And when the Warriors said nope, the Kings said, okay, fine. And I'm sure they will revisit it at some point if it's appropriate. But I don't blame them for kind of throwing that out there and going, let's see what happens. All right. They didn't say yes, but I don't think the Kings ever necessarily expected them to.
Right. They probably knew that wasn't enough to get it done. I mean, especially because you attach 2 second-round picks to it. It's like, all right, come on now, and let's be honest, no offense to Sharge, we don't know how he's coming back from his injury situation, so what's his value, out there. And so, it might have been, it's like going to the swap meet, if you will, the farmer's market, something listed for $10. Will you take $7 for it? You know what I mean? Like you try to bargain down a little bit.
Well, it's like you when you go to Emron's store, right?
Right. No, but there's a difference. Emron's my guy. I expect the Drapes discount. There shouldn't even be a need to haggle or negotiate. Right. I walk through the door, Drapes, what you need, 50% off for you. That's how it should be. So there's a little bit of difference there.
That's right. I got some not great news. Third quarter, 2:27 left. Minnesota leading Phoenix now 54-51, Drapes. The Timberwolves are leading the Suns 54-51, according to NBA.com.
What the heck? I gotta look at this box score. Suns were up like
I know
by 1 million. What happened?
Yeah. I'm not sure. So,
all right, let me see here. All right, after the first quarter, Whitey, it was Phoenix 32-16.
Yeah.
Since then, Phoenix scored. Oh shoot, they scored 32 in the first, 10 in the second, and so far 9 in the third. Like the offense is looking like it did the other day when we played them. My gosh.
Yeah. Those are the kind of numbers that would make anyone who might have a friendly wager on the Kings at Summer League just a little bit anxious, Drapes. Just a little bit nervous. Let's hope at least the Suns, if they don't win, it'd be great if they win. If they don't, at least if they keep it close, they do the Kings a favor in terms of that whole point differential thing.
Right. Keep it close. Exactly. Lose by 1 or 2 or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Now, when we come back, we're going to be talking to your buddy. I know you had lined this up last week, right? With
Amari Sankofa? Yes, that's our guy. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Amari Sankofa, Pistons reporter for the Detroit Free Press. We'll find out from him what Dennis Schroeder brought to the Pistons last year, how much he helped them. Did they try to keep him? Did they want to keep him around? We're hearing they did. We'll find out more on that from Amari Sankofa. He joins us next. Drive Guys with Drapes in Las Vegas again today on Sacktown Sports.
Constipation with belly pain that keeps coming back and back and back. If your symptoms keep coming back, talk to your doctor. It could be irritable bowel syndrome with constipation or IBS-C. Linzess could help you get ahead of it. Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
He waited a lifetime for this moment. Now it's time to celebrate. The official collection. The Oklahoma City Thunder NBA champions. Available now at NBA Store. A Fanatics experience.
Alan Stiles here with your Sacktown Sports Injury Update, brought to you by Downtown LA Law Group. Ken Waldichuk, out with that left elbow sprain, will have another AAA Las Vegas rehab coming up, and his expected return is mid-July. Jose Leclerc, out with that right lat strain, is expected to return in the second half as he is playing catch 3 times a week, even though the A's expect a long recovery process. That was your Sacktown Sports Injury Update, brought to you by Downtown LA Law Group. It's Alan Stiles here. You injured at work? Call downtown. DTLA Law Group, California's leading injury law firm. With over 40 lawyers throughout California, they have won over $500 million in settlements. DTLA Law Group will get you compensation for your work injury. You don't pay unless they win. That's right. You pay zero up front. Call downtown. Text injury help to 40222. That's injury help to 40222. Visit them at calldowntown.com.
Hey, daydreamer. Did we catch you thinking about your dreams? With Wells Fargo Premier, a team can help you plan for them. So let's imagine your biggest dream. Not the easy one, the one behind it. The one you work towards every day and every night. Can you see it? Then we can help you plan for it. Ready to start planning for your dreams? You can at wellsfargo.com/getpremier.
Get ready for a night out with Jordan Davis. It's Country in the Park 2, Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo. Along with the special guests Mitchell Tenpenny, Locash, Vincent Mason, and Avriana. Make it a family day out with food trucks, games, dancing, and more. Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo.
Sponsored by Trex Racing Cage, Chicken Fingers, and Naturewood Home Furnishings. Tickets at catpfest.com.
Capital Casino, conveniently located on 411th North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento.
Only one radio program captures the excitement of hunting and fishing as it happens. The award-winning California Sportsman with Sep Hendrickson. Only California Sportsman takes you where the action is. Live on the water, live in the blind, and live with the top pros and experts in outdoor sports. California Sportsman with Fishing Hall of Famer Sep Hendrickson is your premier destination for all things outdoors. Sep's Saturday Morning Outdoors. Ultimate Bass and California Sportsman, 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. Saturdays on Sacktown Sports 1140.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave. I got to tell you, I am so excited to get this decking project started with Trex Decking and Railings. From the first time I stepped foot in the showroom last week, I was so impressed. So many color options, heat-resistant composite deck. What does that mean? That means I don't have to do any maintenance on it whatsoever. They even have a deck designer, so you can go online and see what your dream deck will look like on your house. Just visit Trex, that's Trex.com to get it started. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
This very minute at the Hagen Oaks Driving Range, you'll find fun gaming on all 52 Top Tracer screens, where golfers and newbies enjoy the fun together. Compete against friends at the Hagen Oaks Driving Range, or play 9 holes on the McKenzie putting course. Enjoy the summer-long free concert schedule and visit the Hangout Eats and Drinks for wood-fired pizzas, burgers, ice cream, and more, or relax with a beverage. It's happening all summer long at the Hagen Oaks Driving Range, nightly until midnight, Fulton Avenue at Business 80.
Only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sacktown Sports.
Oh, yeah, we just had that advert for the Hagen Oaks Driving Range. Drapes, I could spend a whole weekend at the Hagen Oaks Driving Range, no problem. I'm the biggest fan in the world of the putting course they have there. I don't know if you've ever, I think it's called the McKenzie putting course. Have you ever engaged in that? It is so much fun.
That the little like mini golf course they got there?
Like mini, but it's really more like, you know, there's no like windmills or anything. It's like actual putting. But it's a lot of fun.
I've never tried that actually.
It's actually free too.
What?
It used to be that if you got a bucket of balls, you got to play it for free. And then the last couple of times I've been out there, they're like, yeah, you can just play it for free. I think it's honestly, I feel like it's a really underappreciated gym in Sacramento. And it's a challenging course. You get little kids out there. They're not necessarily going to have the most fun, but if you're really interested in putting, it's really a good time. And then of course the food and everything, and the games they have on the driving range. And the driving range is driving ranges are so much fun, Drapes.
Yeah, it is, man. And you got the Top Tracer golf technology. Yeah. You got the food truck out there. Like you can make it an event, like a party out there. And they got TVs and lounge chairs out there now. You know what I mean? Yeah. Patio furniture out there. No, you're right. Shout out to our guy, Tom Morton, out there.
Right. Yeah. So we appreciate their support, and that is a great place to be. we're efforting to get in touch with Omari Sankofa, the second Pistons beat writer, and I'm really interested to talk to him, Drapes. Hopefully we'll get to talk to him soon because, he's going to tell us about Dennis Schroeder, and I think Kings fans are starting to warm up a little bit, maybe to Schroeder, but as we've discussed many times, it's incredible how anti-Schroeder a good chunk of the Kings fan base has been since hearing the news that he was coming here.
Do you think they're starting to warm up? I don't know if I'm feeling that or not. Maybe you got your pulse on it a little more than I do. It's I honestly feel like people might be forgetting we have Dennis Schroeder on the team. You know what I mean? It's like because of all the rookie mania and everything, we're so excited. And what did the Kings do this offseason? Well, let's not forget we got a starting point guard for the next couple of years. And so I hope, man, I said it before. And I'll say it again, for this to work, a lot is going to be on Dennis Schroeder's shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
Like he has to get this team together, get them galvanized, man. And so that's a lot, but I was talking to Doug about Schroeder today, as a matter of fact. And the fact that he can defend the way he can pick up 94 feet. There's a video going around that somebody made a cut of, a Schroeder just playing with a chip on his shoulder, mixing it up, being a dog out there. I'm sure you've seen it as well. That's what we need, man. That's the kind of player we need out there. And so hopefully, he can have the impact that I kind of expect him to have for us.
With more on Dennis Schroeder, nice enough to join us, Pistons beat writer for the Detroit Free Press, Omari Sankofa II. Omari, thank you so much for your time. How are you today?
No, thank you so much for having me, and I'm doing good. Hope you guys are good as well.
Yes. I assume you've been showing our good friend Hunter Patterson the ropes there in Detroit for a couple of years. Can you tell us about Dennis Schroeder and what he brought to the party, so to speak, when he joined a Pistons team that was already very good when he got there?
Yeah. So the Pistons began to, for those unaware, obviously they went from, I say obviously, but they went from 14 to 44 wins last season, and they really began to gain steam around late December. And after Jaden Ivey got hurt on New Year's, they needed another ball handler. So they went and got Schroeder, obviously, from the Golden State Warriors. And he really came in and just brought a lot of stability, not only just as a vet, but like as a guy who could play both sides of the ball. Just his ability to handle, obviously, get downhill. He's pretty pesky on defense. So he gave the backcourt a lot down the stretch. And I think even beyond just kind of filling in that spot for Jaden Ivey, he gave them just a lot of experience and know-how, which definitely helped them down the stretch.
Hey, Omari, Kyle Draper here, man. Thanks for jumping on, my friend. Hey, let me ask you this, though, because there's this narrative out there that Schroeder is a shot chucker, a shoot-first point guard. How do you think he handled, being a facilitator coming off the bench for the Pistons last year?
I would say he embraced the facilitator role. He certainly wasn't a guy that was afraid to, step up and take a shot when necessary, especially late in games. But, I also thought he did a good job of playing alongside and deferring to Kate Cunningham when necessary. Certainly the distributor role, you could look at the numbers and see he was one of their top playmakers down the stretch once he got there. And I stepped up in the playoffs as well. Of all the bench players, he was probably first or second in minutes. So from what I saw last year, it seemed like he's able to do both. He can step up, but he's also a guy that knows how to, step back and get other guys going.
That's Omari Sankofa from the Detroit Free Press. We know that in today's NBA, teams can't always keep the guys that they would like to keep for various reasons. Would you say Detroit had interest in keeping Dennis Schroeder around?
I think they did have interest in keeping him around. Once the news that, with the legal trouble and the gambling problem Malik Beasley's dealing with right now, that kind of forced them to change their plans at the last minute. And the money that they were going to pay Bees ended up going to Karis LeVert, who, I think they expect to handle some ball handling for them. So ended up not working out with Schroeder, but obviously the Kings went and gave him, a pretty healthy salary as well. So Pistons, I believe, did have interest. It just market-wise, it just stopped making sense for them.
Omari Sankofa, the second joining us. Omari, can you take us back to the start of free agency? And, we had heard Dennis Schroeder's name, but then it took a while to happen. We didn't know if it was going to be a sign and trade, an outright signing. Would Malik be involved? What can you tell us about that time period and what was going on behind the scenes there?
Yeah, there was just a lot of negotiation back and forth as far as what the sign and trade would look like. There was a lot of reporting about Sacramento potentially getting involved with Jonathan Kuminga and some other deals. And they had a window of time, obviously, where they could finalize details. And I think after a few opportunities passed, it became pretty obvious it became clear that, there wasn't really much of a player swap that made sense for both sides. I know that there was a lot of reporting on Malik Monk being a guy who could potentially go back to the Pistons. Just from the Pistons standpoint, I don't think they're a team that wants to take on money right now, especially for the backcourt when obviously they just got Karis LeVert and Duncan Robinson, and then you have Cade and Jaden Ivey as well. So in the end, it just didn't make sense for it to be a player swap, and they were happy to get the trade exception out of that. But it just took a little bit for it to resolve. A lot of times, reporting gets out before things are finalized, and it was just an example of the reporting getting out before everything was settled.
Mm-hmm. Omari, I just want to make sure I have this right. Dennis Schroeder actually closed quite a few games for the Pistons, right, in the playoffs. He was on the floor at the end of games quite a bit for them, correct?
He was one of their top minute getters late in games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he's just a guy.
Yeah.
Sorry,
go ahead.
No, I was going to say, it just speaks to the experience aspect again that he came in on short notice and was able to do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, Omari. When it comes to Schroeder, one of the things, when the Kings were searching for a point guard, I said is that when you got a Zach on the team, you got DeMar, you got these veterans, you need a point guard that isn't just going to defer to them and run and stand in the corner. How do you think he'll handle a veteran team with a DeMar and a Zach on the roster?
Yeah, the thing about Dennis is that he's played with so many different types of guys. Like last season, he went from playing, with Steph Curry to playing with Cade, and he's played with Kevin Durant. He's played with a lot of different guys over the years, and I think he kind of understands, that there's always going to be a pecking order. You're going to have guys who are going to have the ball and are going to be responsible for generating much of the offense. So. He's been around. He's started. He's come off the bench. He's played next to all types of stars, and obviously he's stepping into a new, unique scenario. So it'll take some adjustments, but it's pretty clear who the top guys on that team are, and he's going to step into a pretty big role as well. So that's going to be the balance he has to find is step into a big role, but also keeping in mind that you've got some guys like Levine who can really put points up.
Omar, before we let you go, we know what happened when you guys were here last year in December and Jaden Ivey made the shot and got fouled. Is that one of the most amazing finishes to a Pistons game you've ever seen?
That definitely was. They were down, I believe 20 at one point, and they were down 10 with just over a minute left. And to win it on that type of 4-point play, that was probably, since I've been covering the league, that might have been the wildest finish I've seen for sure.
Wow. How about that?
Real quick, what's the outlook, Omari, for the Detroit Pistons this season? I'm looking at the roster, solid roster. You get Ivy back. What's the expectations for the squad this year?
Yeah, they're hoping that they could take a step forward. Cade, All-NBA for the first time last season. He wants to come back better. They think he's going to come back better. Getting Jaden Ivey healthy. You've got guys like Asar, Ron Holland, who are all going to be a year older. They swapped their vets out, but it's always been about internal growth for this team. And the East is reshaped a bit with Boston taking a step back with Tatum and, of course, the other Achilles injuries that took place with Dame and Tyrese Halliburton. So we have to see where they are in the pecking order, but they got better as the year went on last year. And they're hopeful that they can kind of keep that momentum going and carve out a place next season as the East reshapes a bit.
Well, Omari, we appreciate your time very much, and I know you're a fine writer, but I got to ask, with a voice like that, why aren't you doing broadcasting full time? You got the pipes.
Hey, I do the podcast, so you never know.
Yes.
You never know what might happen in the future.
Absolutely. Thank you for your time. We appreciate it very much.
All right, thank you.
All right, that's Omari Sankofa II. Glowing review of Dennis Schroeder, Drapes.
Come on, Whitey. I've been telling you, man. You know what I mean? Dennis Schroeder is that dude. He is that dude. And as I think it was our boy Curtis Hicks said in the YouTube chat, real basketball fans know about Dennis Schroeder. I love that dude. He's a junkyard dog. JYD.
Dennis Schroeder, are Kings fans warming up to him yet? We're back with that. More from Drapes in Vegas. Drive Guys, Sacktown Sports.
Destination when looking for your next vehicle. Find the largest selection with 20 top brands. And right now, save big on the perfect vehicle for your summer fun during our summertime savings event. The Roseville Auto Mall, driven to be the best.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sinks overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was going to unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with a Capital One Saver card. So let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver card is at table 27, and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Hi, Zoe Saldana. Welcome to T-Mobile. Here's your new iPhone 16 Pro on us.
Thanks. And here's my old phone to trade in.
You don't need a trade-in. When you switch to T-Mobile, we'll give you a new iPhone 16 Pro. Plus, we'll help you pay off your old phone up to $800, and you still get to keep it.
There's always a trade-in.
Not right now at T-Mobile.
I feel like I have to give you something in return for karma.
That's okay.
I don't really have much in my purse. Oh, let's see. Hand sanitizer. It's lavender.
I'm good. Seriously.
Let me check this pocket. Oh, mints?
Really, I'm fine.
Oh, I have raisins. I'm a mom. Wait 1 sec. I've got cupcakes in the car.
It's our best iPhone offer ever. Switch to T-Mobile. Get a new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence on us. No trade-in needed. We'll even pay off your phone up to $800.
With 24 monthly bill credits, new line $100 plus a month on experience beyond finance agreement $999.99 and qualifying forwarded. For well qualified plus tax and $10 connection charge. Pay off via virtual prepaid card below 15 days. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. See T-Mobile.com.
Did you know about 1/3 of our lives is spent sleeping? Hi, this is Franklin Rosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. If we're going to spend that much time in our bedrooms, then our bedrooms ought to reflect our personalities. I remember many weekend mornings when our kids would jump into our beds trying to coax us to start our days more on their schedules than ours. Naturewood Home Furnishings' huge bedroom sale is here, and there's no better time to find the perfect accent piece for your bedroom, or even better, to start fresh by designing your bedroom to fit your lifestyle. From a new mattress and foundation to dressers to nightstands to lamps and more. Naturewood Home Furnishings will help you create a space from simple to luxurious and anything in between. Just drop by and let Naturewood's team help you envision a bedroom fit for 1/3 of your life. Visit Naturewood Home Furnishings right now for this remarkable bedroom sale. Off Highway 50 at Hazel, look for the water reel.
With 25 award-winning years in Northern California, Ashton & Price is your local injury law firm. Pro attorney tip: if a firm presents as local but they're in LA, red flag. If your first consultation is not with a lawyer, big red flag. At Ashton & Price, your first consult is with a local attorney, and if serious injury prevents travel, a lawyer will come to you. Still not enough? George Washington's my uncle. At Ashton & Price, no red flags, just red, white, and blue.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
How far do you hit your 7-iron? The answers will tell you which tees to play, according to Josh Sens in Golf Magazine. Deep down, you know you shouldn't be playing from the tips, but it's common for golfers to play from too far back. Aside from higher scores, rounds become a grind and golf becomes much less fun. After several years of research, the USGA unveiled a new data-driven offering to find the proper tees called Best Tees. If you know how far you hit your 7-iron, Best Tees will tell you which tee boxes to play. A typical male golfer should be playing from 6,100 yards and a typical female golfer from 4,400 yards. Most players have a good idea of their 7-iron distance, with average male's distance of 138 yards and average female's of 100 yards. Throw out the occasional perfect shot, which travels more than those distances, and concentrate on your average. This will allow you to reach the vicinity of most greens in regulation and let you hit a variety of clubs on approach shots. Leave your ego at home and give it a chance. You'll have more fun. That's your golf to go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by the Roseville Auto Mall.
I'm Dirk Fedorn in the KCRA 3 Weather Center, and a bit of a Delta breeze helping to cool things off again in the valley, with temperatures overnight dropping off into the 50s. We'll have a little bit of a warmer day with sunny skies on Thursday, with temperatures in the upper 80s to around 90. Get the latest forecasts on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
Only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sacktown Sports.
Here's the situation with the Kings. They won today at Summer League over the Cavs, so they go to 4-0. But there's, what is it, Drapes? Is it 7 or is it 8 teams that are 3-0 at this point? There's a handful.
8 teams came into today 3-0.
Yeah, so
you came into it. Yeah,
you got to be, even though the Kings are 4-0, you got to be in the top 4 to advance. And if there's a tie, then it comes down to point differential. So one of the teams that's also undefeated that's playing right now, the Minnesota Timberwolves, with 3:41 left in the fourth quarter, Minnesota 75, Phoenix 80. Yeah, the Suns.
Boogie Ellis, baby. Getting it done, kid. That's what I'm talking about.
We are scoreboard watching at Summer League, and we're doing so with no shame whatsoever.
Oh, this is awesome. Boogie Ellis, 22 points.
Really?
Yeah, this is awesome. Shout out to Boogie. I think we might knock off one team. Don't have to worry about Minnesota after this game.
Yeah. And then OKC, they're 3-0. They're playing at 6:30 against the Pelicans. So we'll see how things go. But it'd be nice if the Kings advance. And if they don't, then oh well. It's one of those silly things. But if they do, then yes, Summer League championship. That'd be their third, Drapes. This is like a Summer League dynasty they're putting together.
No, you're right, man. It's if we just need, maybe they should play the NBA season during the summer the way our guys are playing, right? No, but you know what, Whitey, if they don't make it, let's say to the Final Four, it's still a very successful summer league, right? I mean, you're undefeated. Your rookies look great. I mean, shoot, that's all you can ask. And the cherry on top would be a summer league championship.
Yeah. And I think the biggest accomplishment is, and Scott Perry will get credit for this, the players probably deserve more credit, just that the team has played well enough and the draft picks have played well enough to get a lot of fans excited about the future again. When just a short time ago, they didn't have any idea what the future looked like. Dennis Schroeder, a big part of that future as well. We just heard some very, very nice things about Dennis Schroeder from Amari Sankofa II, who covers the Pistons. Sounds like the Kings got a player, Drapes, as you've been trying to tell a lot of people.
Exactly. I've been on this since day one. And shout out to our guy, Planet X Nick, on the YouTube chat, called Schroeder the German Rondo. How about that? The German Rondo, not quite, but, I appreciate the effort. No, man, the thing that, Amari said that really stood out to me is he knew how to defer to Cade Cunningham. I mean, when you look at Dennis Schroeder's history, Whitey, and look at some of the stars he's played with, and Amari brought it up, the Steph Currys, the Durants, let's not forget the LeBron James of the world also. You know what I mean? And so he's been able to play on ball and off ball as well. And so I think this is, and talking to Doug today, it wasn't just lip service when Scott Perry said, this is the guy we wanted. Like, I fully believe they were targeting Dennis Schroeder in free agency.
There are, always going to be naysayers. They help to balance things out. TR, who's been pretty consistently, I believe, not on board with Schroeder. He says Schroeder doesn't move the needle or make the Kings that much better. And then Jang Byung says, we also got worse at the backup center position for nothing. Drapes, for nothing. That sounds like a Valanciunas fan there.
Yeah, Valanciunas fan. But did you get worse at the backup center position if your offense is changing?
Yeah, not necessarily. Not saying Drew Eubanks is the player Valanciunas is, but you bring in Maxime Reynaud.
Yeah.
An open question.
Right. His strengths are a little different than Valanciunas. Yeah. Valanciunas, was a great player for us, big fan of his, provided that physicality, veteran leadership, a Domas light, if you will, like the way he played, that toughness and the way he played. But Maxime gives us a little something different. You know what I mean? A big that can really stretch the floor. A versatile big that can play the four also, Whitey. How, you could argue we are a more versatile team in the front court now than what we were last season.
Yeah. And it's all going to hinge on Maxime Reynaud's development going forward. And a lot of it, at least in the short term, again, as we've been saying, on Dario Saric and whether he can play. We'll just have to wait and see about that. The thing about Schroeder that from the jump has made me wonder a little bit is that you're a younger team and he's kind of what is he, 31? He's not super old, but
not super
he's
old.
A veteran. He seems like a better fit to me on a team that, is close to winning a championship, but it's clearly a case where he's that old, as we say about quarterbacks, he's that bridge option right now, right?
Right, exactly. And he may be a better fit, but that doesn't mean he's not a good fit here. For what we need too. We need some stability, man. We need, when I look at Zach and DeMar, and we saw it in Chicago, they played their best when they had Lonzo Ball. And I know it was only a short period of time. When you are asking Zach to be your point guard or your de facto backup point guard, if you will, that's not playing to his strengths. When you're asking DeMar to be the scorer and the facilitator, that's not necessarily playing to his strengths and putting him in the best possible position to succeed. Now you get a guy like Dennis Schroeder that can handle the rock, and you brought it up to Amari. He closed games for Detroit. So he was clutch. When games mattered the most, he was on the floor. JB Bickerstaff trusted him on the floor to help close out games. And so I'm excited, man. I think this is a huge pickup, and it takes some of the pressure off of Zach and DeMar to be facilitators out there.
Yeah. Last year after games, I had a number of occasions to ask Malik questions about the point guard and getting more comfortable at playing point guard and evolving as a point guard. And he consistently would say, I could always do it. People just didn't know I could do it. I thought it was a revelation how well he played point at times last year. Then after the trade of De'Aaron Fox, it looked like, all right, he was going to be the point guard, and the Kings didn't feel that he could do it. I admit, I thought he could do it. Doesn't look like he did. Was there then clearly somebody miscalculated somewhere in their drapes and thought Malik can be the point guard, and at some point, and maybe it's just the opinion of a different GM, somebody came in and said, nope, he can't, right? Which is one of the reasons they had to go out and get somebody.
No, and I also think too, Whitey, when you look at last year's team versus this past year's team, it's a different makeup. Like Malik works well when you got some shooters on the outside. You can run the two-man game with Domas. Well, when you got DeMar now, the floor is not as spaced open. It's not as wide open. When you got Zach now, it's not as. And so I think, when you look at Malik versus, let's say, a Dennis Schroeder, Dennis to me is a more half-court point guard. You know what I mean? Can run the offense. Malik is a brilliant facilitator, but he needs some spacing out there on the floor. And so it was two different offenses where he excelled, last year and then early in this year. And now you bring in DeMar and Zach, and it's like, it doesn't, the spacing isn't quite there all the way.
I gotcha. Yeah, that's a good point. When we come back, how good could these new Kings be? And also, Matt Mayoko is going to join us when we come back with a look at all the drama all of a sudden that's swirling around the 49ers. That more next with the Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Some things can steal your sunshine. Ugh, I just got my hair done.
Sorry, the cooler's broken. Anyone see my flip-flops? Anyone?
But COVID-19 can steal a lot more.
I just took a COVID test. Ugh.
Prescription medications for COVID exist. If you test positive this summer, ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com/COVID-19 to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
When you stay in your home, what you love gets to stay too. From the gardens that grow wild to the grandkids that run wilder. From the Friday night baseball games to the Sunday morning brunches. Even the daily crosswords and weekly book clubs. There's room for it all with help from Home Instead, the largest in-home senior care network with over 30 years of trusted experience delivering the peace of mind you deserve. Visit Home Instead online for a better what's next.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed the musty smell in your home? I hope not, because damp smells mean that you could have a crawl space problem. That's where Groundworks comes in. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to waterproof your crawl space and get to the root cause of the problem. Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Carmichael Dave here for my friends at American Energy Heating and Air. Yes, I always tell you they are a family-owned operation, been in business since 81, A-plus Better Business Bureau, but it is hot. We are in those Sacramento hot months. I want to focus on them being your second opinion partner. What does that mean? Maybe you've got somebody you're working with or you've worked with in the past in the HVAC world. Guess what? They want to give you a second opinion. How much does it cost? Nothing. You call them up and say, hey, can I get a second opinion on this deal? They come out and they either say, wow, that's a great deal. You should feel better about that. Or they say, we can beat that price. And usually they're going to beat it by a lot. Guess what? You just saved money and it didn't cost you anything to find out. It's a no-lose situation. Go with a trusted company. American Energy, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. Jingle Singers, take it away.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
The Giant Summer Sale is here. Get giant savings on our Giant selection only at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Looking to own or lease? Save during the Honda Summer Event and drive a brand new Accord or Civic. See all our specials at FolsomLakeHonda.com.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our number one priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Folsom Lake Honda.
Go to FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, Sacktown Sports 1140. Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
We got good news and bad news for Kings Summer League fans. Before we get to that, I want to let you know about 10 minutes, Matt Mayoka is going to join us with the latest on the 49ers. Drapes is in Vegas, and Drapes, the good news is, well, the bad news first. Minnesota has defeated Phoenix, so Minnesota also 4-0. The good news is they beat them by 4, so that point differential for the Timberwolves, which was already less than the Kings' point differential, actually decreases. So Minnesota is not a threat to the Kings' hopes of advancing. Yay!
Right, we can check them off the list. Yep. We finish ahead of them. So yes. So one down. How many more to go? At least 3 more to go. Three other teams we need.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Jay's feeling good about this. I think, right, Jay?
Feeling fantastic. 80-1, fellas. 80-1.
80-1. Sign them up. Sign them up.
And signed up.
The Kings differential is 11.5. Thunder's 10, Hawks 9.3, Clippers 9, and the Hornets are 8.7, and all those teams are undefeated. So, you just hope that one or two of those teams don't go nuts and beat somebody by 40 or something. So,
right, exactly.
Fingers crossed. Yeah. As excited as Kings fans are, Drapes, I think some of us are getting carried away. I saw someone pose this question, and it's a question, not a statement, but someone was asking on X, is it possible that Neat Clifford could be at some point the face of the franchise? I do think we're getting a little carried away with that, right? I understand it. Enthusiasm is good, but
yeah, pump the brakes a little bit. Pump the brakes just a little bit. We're talking face of the franchise after 4 summer league games.
Yeah.
And I like Neek, man. I think he's going to be a fine player. But wow, that's putting a lot of expectations on his shoulders. Can he be a nice, solid key rotation player, starter for us? If we want to talk like that, yeah, I think so. I think he could be a starter for us going forward. But franchise guy?
Well, yeah, I know.
No, it was just a question. It was just a question.
Yeah, but he has been, has he not been their best player in summer league so far?
Yeah, but man, we here's the thing, Whitey. We got Zach LaVine.
Yeah,
we got All NBA Domantas Sabonis.
Right.
Like, to expect Neek to just walk in, is it?
I think most fans know, but we're just
right. It's like,
yeah.
I'll tell you what. If Neek averages 10 points a game this season, that's a win.
Wow.
Like, that's a win. I'm not expecting a whole lot more from him because he's not Paolo Banchero going to get 20 shots as a rookie a game. You got veterans out. He's going to get 7-8 shots a game. If he can knock, 4 of them down, 4 or 5, get to the free throw line, average 10 to 12, I think that's a win this season for Neek.
Right. If he's starting this year, that means something went wrong, correct?
Oh, 1,000%. And if he's starting, and maybe we have this conversation, whether it's today or going forward, let's say a Zach goes down. Is Neek the next guard off the bench?
Yeah, I wouldn't think so.
Is it Malik? Is it Keon? Doug's going to have to make some tough decisions, man. And I don't envy him for that. And talk to him today. He knows he's going to have some tough conversations with that guard rotation this season.
Mm-hmm. We did get some good news today from Sean Cunningham. He was on with Alan Stiles, and he shared some things that perhaps you're privy to, Drapes. But essentially, to summarize, Sean Cunningham said, based on what he knows of the Kings, they are figuring they're going to bring Keegan back. They'll work something out. They want to keep him. I know we've had a lot of discussions about how they feel about Keegan. Really, we don't know. Maybe they would let him play out his option or his contract. Maybe they will, but based on what Sean said, it looks like the Kings are at some point are going to come to an agreement with Keegan. They're on board with Keegan. And that, to me, is reassuring because what I think I know about Scott Perry and what I think I know about Keegan, to me, is like, that makes sense. So I'm relieved to hear that if that is, in fact, the case.
No, it 100% makes sense, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this is and contrary to what we're seeing during this offseason and free agency, most teams lock up their rookies. You know what I mean? That most teams re-sign their players after their rookie contract is done. And so I'll be honest, I feel like Keegan's done everything the organization has asked of him in terms of, on the court, be a good defender, be a solid ball player. If I'm him, I'd probably want even more weight on my shoulders, even more responsibility on my shoulder. But up until this point, I feel like he's done everything the organization has asked. And so he does deserve to get another deal with this team. I would hate for them to have to give him up.
Yeah. By the way, Zhang Biang, I know earlier I'd mentioned Zhang Biang was not happy with the Kings center situation, but he added, just my 2 cents. There was a reason why Denver didn't want JV to go to Greece. And he adds, love listening to you guys. By the way, keep up the good work, Drape. So there you go.
Okay. All right. Appreciate that. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
You know, dude, so many people came up to me, Drapes, listen to you on Whitey every day on the radio and everything. And it's like, no offense, but I'm staring here in YouTube and I'm watching you in your green shirt and Jay pacing back and forth. And I'm like, damn, am I just speaking to a wall? But then I got to remember there's thousands and thousands and thousands of people actually. What? Why you laughing?
You going after Jay for pacing back and forth. You like my green shirt?
No, where does that say? Is that Oakland shirt?
Oakland Oaks. Oakland Oaks to the ABA. Rick Barry.
Oh, shoot. Okay. Have you had that since then?
No, I have not.
Oh, all right. I know.
I do have some old shirt. It's a fair question.
No, that's a solid shirt, though. I like it. Yeah. That's what we need to do. Whitey's T-shirt of the day.
Sure.
You're always coming in with different T-shirts and everything. So
yeah, I try to mix it up. I do try to mix it up.
Right.
I got to get some new ones. Yeah. Matt Mayoka is going to join us in just a little bit here. Are you going to be on your best behavior, Drace, when we talk to not only a colleague of yours at NBC Sports Bay Area, but also a 49er guy? Are you going to be okay with that?
I don't know. Part of me is like, should I sit this one out or whatever? Because I know it's just going to be a love fest, coming from you and Jay. So I'm like, I'll be fine. I'll balance it out with some fair, balanced questions.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's going to be a love fest because obviously the 49ers have some things going on right now that they got to sort out. And before we get to that, I know you're busy in Vegas. Did you see or even hear about the way they ended the All-Star Game last night, Trapes?
I did hear about it, and I got mixed feelings.
Okay.
I got mixed feelings.
I'm against it. I'm in the minority, but what are your mixed feelings?
Well, did you watch it, Whitey? And I'll defer to you a little bit on it. Did you watch it live?
I was watching when they went to extras and the announcer said, we're not going to have extra innings. And I was disappointed. I didn't know what was going on. When they went to the swing off, I literally turned it off. I could not watch. I tried to watch it. I turned it off. Yeah, I could not watch. And I know everyone's raving about it, but I could not watch it.
Well, and I only saw the SportsCenter packaged highlights.
Mm-hmm.
And so they made it, Schwarber hitting 3 in a row. Like they made it into, this huge drama. The question is, did it play out? Like my issue, I guess, is shouldn't we have known this beforehand? Shouldn't this it seemed like, and depending on who you read, it seemed like some of the players were caught off guard too.
Yeah, apparently this was part of the new CBA, so it's kind of been in place for a while, but only if the All-Star Game went into extra innings, and it hadn't. So then all of a sudden it's like, surprise! I'll bet our next guest, I could be wrong, I'll bet you he was against it, but we'll find out. 49er insider, big Giants fan, NBC Sports Bay Area, Matt Mayoko. How are you today, Matt?
I'm doing well, and I honestly don't really have an opinion. It's an exhibition game.
Uh-huh.
I used to, whenever, of course, the Giants were really bad, and they'd have one player get in the game, and maybe that player wouldn't even see any action. That would always kind of bum me out. So I was always of the opinion that as long as there's action and every player, at least non-pitcher, gets into the action, I'm fine with it. I don't think wins and losses are that big of a deal in the All-Star Game.
Well, the players were behind it, so I guess that counts. But I know what you mean. You're talking about the days when, like, Scotty Garrelts would be their All-Star.
Exactly. Pitch, right? Yes. Exactly.
Yeah. Matt, tell us about what's going on with the 49ers. Let's start with Juwan Jennings. Where do you expect that to all end up?
I would expect it to end up with him being on the team this year. If he doesn't get the contract that he is seeking, what would his recourse be? Well, he could ask for a trade, which he's ready, or his agent's ready to put out there. But I just don't see the 49ers doing that. There's no scenario in which they're a better team this year with Juwan Jennings being traded to some other team. So I think that he'll end up playing for the team, but how that looks, I'm not quite sure. I mean, my best guess would be that he probably can't get what he would get if he were on the open market.
Mm-hmm.
And in order for him to get that, he would have to play this year, bet on himself, have the kind of year he did last year. then he could get, 15, 16 million a year probably. My guess is that the sides come together on something that would signify a significant pay increase over what he's making now and still be probably at the, toward the bottom of the market for what you would expect him to get if all things were being equal.
Matt Mayoko joining us. Matt, did this come as a surprise, you think, to the organization? Or, could you see this coming?
Well, I didn't necessarily see it coming, but it could have not have come as a surprise to the team. And the reason, even before the offseason program started, I thought that this was a possibility. However, what kind of threw me for a loop was that the first time the Friars were out there for the offseason program, Juwan was out there, and he looked really good. And so I thought, well, okay, I guess he's fine with the contract, because if he weren't, he wouldn't be out there practicing. But then what happened was the last couple of weeks of the offseason program and extending to the mandatory minicamp, he was not practicing. And what Kyle Shanahan said at the time was he's nursing a calf injury. And so you can't see me right now, but I'm doing calf injury in air quotes.
Yeah.
So if you recall, everybody knew last summer that Brandon Ayuk was holding in. And, what Shanahan said, well, he has a calf, or so he says. I just wonder if that so-called calf injury for Juwan Jennings will carry over into training camp for as long as the contract remains up in the air. That's what I'm getting. I think he will report on time, but the question is, does he get out there and practice? And, I mean, it's this balancing act, because he wants to certainly exert his leverage on the 49ers, but he also doesn't want to do anything that could severely or negatively impact the production that he has this season. Because if he doesn't play on a new contract, his compensation when he hits a free agent in March is going to be solely based on how he performed this year. So we saw how guys last year did not produce after missing all of training camp. So it's this kind of, like I said, it's kind of a balancing act for him of how much he wants to exert his leverage, at what point does he get on the field, and how serious he is about trying to demand a trade. And then the 49ers also just where they stand on, how far they go with a new contract and what ultimately they decide to do with that.
That's Matt Mayoko, 49er insider, of course. And Matt, we know that those quote-unquote calf injuries, they can linger. So maybe this is an overstatement, but is wide receiver suddenly a position of concern for Kyle Shanahan?
Well, honestly, I think it was even before this.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that that's part of the reason why Juwan Jennings and his agent, Drew Rosenhaus, believe that they have some leverage, because, their number one receiver is Brandon Ayuk. And we don't know when he's going to be ready. I mean, everything I'm hearing is he's ahead of schedule and he's doing well and everything else. But I think it remains a long shot that he's going to be on the 53-man to open the regular season. So, therefore, he's going to miss, whatever that number is, 4, 5, 6 games. Demarcus Robinson is a veteran player that they signed. He started 16 games for the Rams last season. But with the resolution of his DUI, where he pleaded no contest to misdemeanor DUI charges, he is subject to a suspension to open the season. And then who do you have beyond that? It's Jennings, it's Ricky Pearsall, and some young guys who've yet to produce at this level. So, yeah, I mean, I think that getting obviously Kittle is their number one receiver, period. Getting McCaffrey back is a big bonus to the team because of what he can do, not only in the running game and the passing game. And I do think that wide receiver is a concern, but I don't know that they'll necessarily do anything unless forced into something. And, there are a couple of wide receivers who remain out there, veteran guys like Keenan Allen and Amari Cooper. I haven't gotten any indication that they're planning on going down either of those roads quite yet, but that's something that they might look into, just depending on, how long this Juwan Jennings thing lingers.
Matt Mayoka joining us. Matt, Niners went heavy on defense during the draft. How much do you think the rookies will impact this defense? Is Michael starting from week 1, and how much impact will he have? How do you see the rookies panning out and impacting this defense this upcoming season?
Well, they have to. I don't think that they can get away with, maybe only hitting on one of those rookies as a rookie, as a first-year guy. I think that they need at least 2 of those. You know what? I'd say 3 of those guys. I think they need 3 of those guys to be significant contributors, and then the other 2 just being able to put themselves in a position where they can help out as well. But I think Michael Williams has to be a starter week 1. Maybe not necessarily an every down guy, but somebody who can set the edge in the run game, and then maybe even slide inside and rush the passer in nickel situations. Alfred Collins to me is a concern because, he's a second-round pick, and only 2 second-round picks have signed contracts yet. And he was not a participant in any of the offseason program. And at 6'6", 330 pounds, this is a guy that needed that offseason of work. He needs training camp to get his body right for the regular season. And then I think Nick Martin's a guy that he should be a starter, I think, from day one. And then if they can get a rotational player out of CJ West and maybe even beyond that, that's a bonus. And then if Upton Stout, the nickelback, can win that role. So, those 5 guys in particular, they're going to have to contribute because the 49ers lost a lot on that side of the ball, and they need some of these young guys to step in and make an immediate impact.
Matt, I know it's hard to say with so many young players, but what kind of stamp do you expect Robert Saleh and his return to put on this defense this year?
Well, there's a reason they paid him the kind of money they did. And, they knew that there was going to be a lot of turnover on that defense. So, I think Saleh is, I'd say quite clearly, the most important 49ers coach on the staff this season as far as getting that group together, getting the rookies up to speed. They might have to do more things. Remember when he was here before, especially in 2019, they didn't have to do a whole lot. They rushed they played coverage on the back end. I think they're going to have to do some more things. I think they're going to have to dial up some different looks. I think they're going to have to coach up those young guys and have those guys meshing with the veteran holdovers. So, I think a lot is on the plate of Robert Saleh. And I think that's, definitely the reason why they waited to get him. That's why they're paying him as much as they are. And that's why I think part of why he wanted to come back, because I know he felt like, the organization showed him some loyalty, and he knew that they were going to be in a bind. And if he wasn't going to get another head coaching job in the off season, he committed pretty early to Shanahan that if I don't get a head coaching job, you're the team I want to be with. And that's the way it worked out. And now they need him to have a good year and put him back in that head coaching cycle for the next off season.
Matt Mayoka joining us. Matt, let's go to the offense. Christian McCaffrey, what can you tell us about him and his injury and bouncing back from that? And how much weight is going to be on his shoulders when it comes to that 49ers offense?
Yeah, the new Papa, Christian McCaffrey. He looked good in the offseason program. He says he's feeling good. All of his teammates are excited about where he is physically. And he's important. There's no question about it. He makes everybody around him better. He makes the offensive line better. He makes everybody in the passing game better. He makes Brock Purdy better because, Brock really did not have that check down option that Christian McCaffrey presents. Now, that's a big deal, getting him back out there, having him healthy, keeping him healthy. But I would almost submit to you that Isaac Guerendo is every much as big a deal as McCaffrey, because if Guerendo can show the coaching staff that there's going to be a drop off, obviously, But if there's not that much of a drop off, if he can just get the blitz protections down, be a factor in the running game and the passing game, stay healthy, then that gives the 49ers the ability to work him into the offense more early in the season, early in games. And that might be the key toward keeping Christian McCaffrey healthy all the way through, is if they can sprinkle in a lot more Garindo. Because if you remember, 2023, they didn't rely on anybody other than Christian McCaffrey. They rode him pretty hard. And why did they ride him so hard? Because they wanted to win football games. So hard to blame them. But if Garindo can step up and show that he's capable of carrying the load when called upon, I think that benefits everybody, including, most importantly, Christian McCaffrey.
Just a couple more here with Matt Mayoko, who's always too generous with his time. Matt, you mentioned Alfred Collins, and you mentioned some concern there. At what point do the 49ers need to get that situation resolved with defensive tackle, second-round pick, hasn't signed a contract yet, Alfred Collins?
Yeah, I think it certainly seems to me that the 49ers and Alfred Collins and his representation are kind of in limbo right now because of the way things are going around the league. So the way it's always been set up is second-round draft picks don't have fully guaranteed contracts. And this year, the 33rd pick and the 34th pick, Houston at 34 was the first one to do this. They gave their player, I believe it's Jaden Higgins, the 34th pick in the draft. They gave him a fully guaranteed contract, which meant the fourth year of that rookie deal fully guaranteed. Well, that, although I'm sure the Houston Texans or the Cleveland Browns didn't necessarily like that, it made it easy for them because at 33, of course, you have to do the same thing.
Yeah.
But where the standoff begins is at 35 with Seattle and Nick Emmanwori, the safety, where they don't want to give a fully guaranteed contract 3 picks into the second round. And then you have Tyler Shuck, the quarterback, 10 picks into the second round, or I guess it's the 40th pick, so would that be maybe 8 picks in. He wants a fully guaranteed contract. So, the 49ers, they don't want to give Collins a fully guaranteed contract. If they'd offered that, he would take it in a heartbeat. And at the same time, Alfred Collins and his representation don't want to be the first second round pick to settle for something less than a fully guaranteed contract. So when it comes to the comps and everything else, it's kind of this game of chicken where you kind of have to see what the contracts are like for the players selected before Alfred Collins. So it's kind of this very odd and first time ever waiting game. If you recall back in the Michael Crabtree days, he was a holdout that went into the season. After that, in the next CBA, they changed things so that there really isn't a whole lot of negotiations when it comes to these contracts. The years, which is 4, and every slot has the dollar amount that player gets. Where the negotiations comes in is with like the guarantees throughout the contract. And for the first time ever, the guarantees are an issue now with the second round draft pick.
Wow.
Our guy, Matt Mayoko. Matt, I'll end it on this one. It's been a few years since we entered a Niners season and just not sure how good this team is going to be in terms of expectations. Where would you say, would you consider this season sort of we got to wait and see when they actually get on the field, or do we have some expectations going in?
Well, I think both. I think the expectation going in is they have to be dramatically improved from 6-11, from the last place season of last year. So I do think, even really probably without even knowing what the rookies are going to bring to the table and the new faces are going to bring to the table, I think they should be certainly contender. They should be right there, NFC West. They should be battling for a playoff spot. I would think that they should even probably make the playoffs. Now, maybe that's a little bit of a leap of faith because there is the unknown of those 5 rookies that they're going to ask to play significant roles on defense. They might need Jordan Watkins, a wide receiver from Ole Miss, to play a role too. So, I think we know, what certain guys, what they're all about. When you look at them, every position groups, has a guy or has multiple guys, from Purdy to McCaffrey to Kittle, Ayuk when he gets healthy, Trent Williams, Bosa, Warner, Lenore, so on and so forth. But it's those other players. It's some of these kind of under the radar pickups. A guy like Luke Farrell, the tight end, a guy like Jason Pinnock, the safety, and then all those rookies. So while I do believe wholeheartedly that they should be improved over last year, the question then becomes just how improved can they be? Can they be a team that just kind of hangs on until December into the playoff hunt? Or can they be a team that wins the division and makes a significant push to represent the NFC in the Super Bowl? So from that standpoint, I think it's wide open what this team is all about.
Mm-hmm. Matt Maiocco, we always appreciate it very much, Matt. Sometimes people will ask players, what do you do with your championship ring or your trophies? You obviously must get some kind of ring or something for having that top 10 football podcast in the country. Matt, where do you have your trophies and your rings for that?
I would tell you, but then I'd have to kill you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Understood.
It's a guarded secret that I just can't divulge that kind of information. I love you, but I just can't tell you.
We'll ask Jennifer Lee Chan next time we have her on.
Okay,
yeah.
Perfect.
Thanks, Matt. We appreciate it.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Always my pleasure.
All
right,
from the Sports Bay Area, 49er insider Matt Maiocco. Now, there's a new list of NFL overrated and underrated teams by a friend of the show, Mike Jones. The 49ers are on one of those lists, but which one? We'll find out when we come right back to Sacktown Sports.
Some things can steal your sunshine.
Ugh, I just got my hair done.
Sorry, the cooler's broken.
Anyone see my flip-flops? Anyone?
But COVID-19 can steal a lot more.
I just took a COVID test. Ugh.
Prescription medications for COVID exist. If you test positive this summer, ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com/COVID-19 to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Aloha! Dreaming of sandy beaches and ocean breezes? JTV's Tropical Treasure Sweepstakes could make that dream come true. Enter for your chance to win a fabulous Hawaiian getaway for 2 with luxury accommodations, airfare, and spending cash. Plus, just for entering, get $30 off your next qualifying JTV purchase of at least $99 when you opt in for emails. Don't miss out. Visit jtv.com/sweeps and enter by August 3rd. JTV, where paradise awaits.
William is one of millions of Americans who uses GoodRx to save on the cost of their prescriptions.
My oldest daughter, Camilla, 2 days old, she had to have open heart surgery. All of a sudden, she's on 5 different medications. It adds up at the end of the month. Me and the pharmacist got so tight. She said, GoodRx save you a lot of money. Saving that extra $200-300 a month. We're able to do all these extra activities, so it puts less stress on our household, and it puts less stress on our pockets.
Download the free app or visit GoodRx.com and start saving today. GoodRx user compensated for their time. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey everyone, it's Kyle Draper here. If you're in the market for a new car, let me tell you about my experience with Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. From the moment I walked into their state-of-the-art showroom, I knew I was making the right choice. There was no pressure from the sales staff, and if I'm being honest, I felt like a kid in a candy store. I settled on the all-electric EQS SUV, and let me tell you why. First of all, the comfort. After a long day at work, I actually look forward to being in my car. It has several different massage settings, including my favorite, hot relaxing back. Plus, the seat heating and cooling features are perfect for the hot summer or those chilly mornings. Mercedes-Benz has the reputation of making the finest cars in the world. Now it's your turn to experience what I already know. Mercedes-Benz of Stockton is the best car buying experience you'll ever have. They're just a short drive down I-5, or you can shop online anytime at mbofstockton.com. That's mbofstockton.com, and tell them Drape sent you.
Did you know about 1/3 of our lives is spent sleeping? Hi, this is Franklin Rosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. If we're going to spend that much time in our bedrooms, then our bedrooms ought to reflect our personalities. I remember many weekend mornings when our kids would jump into our beds trying to coax us to start our days more on their schedules than ours. Naturewood Home Furnishings' huge bedroom sale is here, and there's no better time to find the perfect accent piece for your bedroom, or even better, to start fresh by designing your bedroom to fit your lifestyle. From a new mattress and foundation to dressers to nightstands to lamps and more. Naturewood Home Furnishings will help you create a space from simple to luxurious and anything in between. Just drop by and let Naturewood's team help you envision a bedroom fit for 1/3 of your life. Visit Naturewood Home Furnishings right now for this remarkable bedroom sale. Off Highway 50 at Hazel, look for the water reel.
Nighttime is fun time at the Hagen Oaks Top Tracer driving range. It's more relaxed at night with people enjoying technology, where you can play Pebble Beach at Hagen Oaks, compete against your friends in a variety of games, or just practice at your leisure. There's food when you're hungry from hangout eats and drinks, or enjoy a beverage on the brand new patio with relaxed seating. And check out the summer-long free concert schedule. It's the Hagen Oaks driving range nightly until midnight, Fulton Avenue at Business 80.
Thanks for being with us, and thanks to Matt Mayoko for joining us. We got Drapes in Vegas, of course, where the Kings won today. We'll get back to the Kings conversation just a few moments. Somebody has a very interesting question about the Kings here. But we just talked to Matt Mayoko, and it's funny, Drapes, Jay, every year in the last, 5-6 years, about this time, if we talk about the 49ers and we're worried about them, one of the things that comes up is the offensive line. Well, we just talked to Matt Mayoko, and we didn't even get to the offensive line with the receiver situation and the young defenders and Alfred Collins. It's funny, the 49ers have a lot they're dealing with, but I honestly, maybe it's just, maybe I'm not thinking it, but I just feel like, I think they're going to be fine. I'm sure you see it differently, Drapes.
Wow. No, you know what? I sort of see it like Matt. You know, I was surprised Matt was how should I say that, like, he wasn't bullish on the Niners as much as I expected.
Yeah.
He said, they should, they got to be better than 6-11. They should contend for the division. It wasn't like he said they should contend for the conference or be a top 2 or 3 team or anything like that. And so I was a little surprised by that. And I guess, when it comes to the season, we talked about the Niners schedule and how easy it is on paper. My question, I guess, and what I'm paying attention to is, will their record really indicate how good they really are? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's strength of schedule, right? It's you beat up on a bunch of cupcakes, and then you face a real team, Philadelphia, and then you get spanked up on. And so, it's I guess once the season starts, I'm going to look at the eye test more, Whitey, than the box score, the numbers, the record. Do they look like a dominant team? Is Christian McCaffrey running like he did 2 seasons ago? Brandon Ayuk, is Brock Purdy as accurate as he was 2 seasons ago? Can they get a pass rush this upcoming season? What's up with that defensive line? Those are the things I'm looking at.
You know what, Jay? You know what Drapes just said there? He's laying the groundwork so that the 49ers could be 7-0 and they can win every game 43-0. And he'll go, "You haven't played anybody." That's what he's doing.
And that's legitimate, right?
I was getting ready to say, I see him building in a foundation of being able to say, they played. They played anybody.
11-0, so what? They haven't played anybody.
Hey, I'm not going to be the only one that says that. Trust me. The national pundits going to be talking about that too. the Mad Dog Russos and all these guys on ESPN. They're 7-0. But who have you beaten? Like, that's going to be the question mark for the Niners going in, throughout the season.
I know that the 49ers right now are not viewed widely as a Super Bowl contender the way they were the last couple of years, but that doesn't bother me from this standpoint. Jay, you know this. You go back to 2019, the year when they lost to the Chiefs in the Super Bowl the first time. Before that year started, no one thought they had a chance. Nobody had any idea. And you go back to like the first Super Bowl with Montana and them, that people had no idea they were going to be a Super Bowl contender. So, yeah, I guess it's nice if people have high expectations, but it doesn't bother me that 49er expectations are not where they've been the last 2 years. I just don't think that matters.
No, expectations don't matter until you play a game and take the loss when people believe that you're going to win. But if you're on the opposite side of, we don't really expect that much from you, or as Matt Mayoka or Drapes was talking about, the fight for the division, then yeah, anything sweeter than that is fantastic. You don't have higher expectations.
Right. Now, Mike Jones is a friend of the show, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He just put together this week at The Athletic NFL's underrated and overrated teams in 2025. Overrated: Buffalo Bills, Detroit Lions, Cincinnati Bengals, San Francisco 49ers, says Mike Jones. He's got the 49ers as an overrated team. He says, despite a smart draft, the 49ers very well could endure some growing pains. Trent Williams is healthy now, but who knows? Christian McCaffrey, Brandon Ayuk. Niners will have little margin for error this season. Did you write this for him, Kyle?
Mike Jones, my guy. No, honestly, Whitey, are the Niners even rated right now? Like, are people buying high on the Niners right now? Like,
coming off 6-11, to your point, a lot of people are like, they haven't done anything.
Right. I don't put them in the Buffalo category and things like that, like, and so I don't know, I got to read exactly, if he says that, anymore about it. But, the only reason the Niners, are being hyped up is because of the schedule, I feel like. Like, they got a lot of question marks, fellas. Let's call it. That's why I asked Matt Mayoka that question. It's like, how good can they be? We know, on paper they can be really good, but he said 3 guys from the rookie class defensively are going to have to make impact on the roster.
Yeah.
That's asking a lot.
It is.
There. McCaffrey coming back from injury. Ayuk coming. Like, there's a lot of question marks. And so I don't see how this team can be even rated highly right now. To me, they're one of the biggest question marks going into the season.
Underrated, according to Mike Jones. What do you guys think of this? 4 teams: Chargers, Cowboys, Jacksonville, and Arizona. Would you agree? Huh? Underrated.
That's awful. Come on. All right, maybe Chargers, under Harbaugh, another year or something like that. But Arizona? And who Jacksonville now is? What is it? Jacksonville, this year's version of the Commanders or something? Is that what he's like?
Travis Hunter now, and Trevor Lawrence says, I got to be good now.
That's true. Mike, I mean, I understand it's July 16th or whatever it is, and you need content out there. But these are stretches to me. Jay, what do you think, man?
If you look at all of those teams, minus the Chargers, fellas, all 3 of those teams probably look like they underachieved last year, and probably expectations are a little higher for the Dallas Cowboys, Cardinals, and Jags. And now, a year removed, I think Mike is kind of reaching for the low-hanging fruit in the form of, Arizona has an opportunity to step up, and Dallas has an opportunity now. Dak is healthy, so I kind of see where he's coming, going, what he's shooting for. I'd probably say of all those teams, I think the Chargers are right where they need to be. They just have to beat the damn Chiefs. Somebody got to step up in the AFC West and take control of the Chiefs. But would it surprise you guys if Dallas was in the thick of things for the playoffs? Would it surprise you if Jacksonville was in the thick of things in the playoffs with that terrible conference or division? Would it surprise you if Arizona was in the thick of things? Would probably an average NFC West this year. Like, would it surprise you if any of those teams are right there at the end, 11-6,
It's
10-7?
It's hard in today's NFL to really be surprised by anybody year
True.
to year.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's true. I don't know. I look at Dallas. They're the third team in the conference in the division.
Yeah.
I look at Arizona. I expect the Niners to be better this year. I expect the Rams to be there. Like, you could argue that the Cardinals might be the worst team, in the division. Maybe with Seattle, battling with Seattle for that. So I'm not expecting. And here's the thing about Dallas. How many times are we going to go into the season and say, oh, this is the year you got to watch? I mean, come on, man. I ain't worried about Dallas. I'm worried about them clowns.
Because worried about is the defending Super Bowl champions. That's the only team you got to worry about, Draves.
Exactly.
Super Bowl curse.
We up in the ivory tower. We're looking down at everybody right now. We ain't worried about nobody.
Anytime you win a Super Bowl, just go ahead and celebrate that for the next 10 years because it's over with after that. There's
into the road.
The Eagles aren't good enough to repeat.
Yeah.
And I would say, Jay, we're once every 7 years, big fella. We once every 7 years.
Y'all stuck one in. Okay, well, I'll give you 7. It took you 68 years to get that first one, but I understand. Truly, you have to be truly dominant probably on one side of the ball to look like you're going to repeat, and or some things have to go, get lucky, fall your way. I'm not like the Eagles are a good football team. They're going to be in a playoff run, but I just don't see how NFL teams really repeat unless you have a Tom Brady, Pat Mahomes, guys like that, or you have Ray Lewis and the Baltimore Ravens type defense.
Yeah.
I'm not sure the Eagles have any of those type of concepts heading into the season. It's just
Philly,
too hard. It's too hard.
Flash in the pan, Philly. No question. More on the Kings when we come back. A look at their Summer League Championship chances and why so many people care next on Sacktown Sports.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you get coverage options based on how much you want to pay for car insurance. And then you decide how to spend the rest of your money because you're in charge. Today, you're going to pay down your credit card bill. But you decide when you'll pay it. Before the due date, so those interest charges don't get you. But you decide if you pay it in full. But you definitely should, because again, interest charges. With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, we'll help you find coverage at a fair price. And then you're in charge. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Member Week is here at Lowe's. Don't miss your chance to get up to 40% off hundreds of items like paint, tools, home essentials, and more. Shop our exclusive deals happening in-store and online now through July 18th. Not a rewards member? Join for free today and get ready to save more. Lowe's, we help, you save. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
This summer with Kohl's, you can rack up the compliments. Like, where'd you get that dress? Tell me all your makeup secrets. Or, ooh, my husband needs that polo in every color. Because Kohl's has what you need. Cute dresses, Sephora essentials, stylish polos, comfy kids clothes, and more. Plus, take 20% off some of your faves. Yep, cue the compliments with Kohl's. Select styles, some exclusions apply. Offer ends July 20th. Coupons and Kohl's Cash do not apply to Sephora. See store or kohls.com for details.
Member Week is here at Lowe's. Don't miss your chance to get up to 40% off hundreds of items like paint, tools, home essentials, and more. Shop our exclusive deals happening in-store and online now through July 18th. Not a rewards member? Join for free today and get ready to save more. Lowe's, we help, you save. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
People are coming from all over to Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, from Folsom, Elk Grove, Woodland, Roseville, because they've seen for themselves the huge selection and the best prices at SacSuperstore.com. Good luck finding a lower price anywhere else. And if you do, they'll match it. It's as simple as that. Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, where a handshake still means something. Open until 10 o'clock and centrally located right across from Hagen Oaks Golf Course. And online at SacSuperstore.com. The guaranteed lowest price and the best selection of Dodge, Chrysler, Jeeps, and Rams. SacSuperstore.com.
With 25 award-winning years in Northern California, Ashton & Price is your local injury law firm. Pro attorney tip: if a firm presents as local but they're in LA, red flag. If your first consultation is not with a lawyer, big red flag. At Ashton and Price, your first consult is with a local attorney, and if serious injury prevents travel, a lawyer will come to you. Still not enough? George Washington's my uncle. At Ashton and Price, no red flags, just red, white, and blue.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
The Hagen Oaks Cutting Edge Putter Fitting Studio offers you more technology, more choices, and more service. Hagen Oaks wants to be your go-to total golf game fitter. With $30,000 worth of state-of-the-art technology ready for your fitting, Hagen Oaks will help you make your best putting stroke while finding the best putter design, shape, hosel, length, and loft for your game. Schedule your fitting at the Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio by calling 916-808-2531. That's 808-2531 for more.
He knows it. He sees it. He feels it. He senses it. And guys know it too. And he takes the ball and he makes things happen for everyone. And if it happens for himself too. But I just like how he controlled the game.
What do you think of his self-creation ability? You see him facing up, some rip-through jumpers, that touch in the mid-range.
Yeah, no, he's got a variety of ways to score and a variety of positions to score from. And it's exciting. It's difficult to guard.
The Drive Guys powering your afternoons Monday through Friday on Sacktown Sports.
That, of course, was Coach Tip at Summer League on Nick Clifford, who today in 31 minutes had 19 points, 9 assists, only 1 turnover in the win over the Cavaliers. Kings moving to 4-0. So right now they're in position to advance at Summer League. And Drapes, Matt George ran it down, Nick Clifford's stat lines in his 4 Summer League games versus Orlando, 17 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, and a block. Against the Bulls, 19 points, 12 rebounds, 5 assists, a steal. Versus Phoenix, 19 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, a block. And then versus the Cavs, 19 points, 7 rebounds, 9 assists. And the Kings are 4-0, and he's been just about everything the Kings could have hoped he'd be to this point in Summer League.
Yeah, and talking to some of the coaches, even they remarked, he's got a little more wiggle, a little more in his bag than they even thought. Like, I think they knew he was good. Obviously, that's why you draft him and move up to get him the way you did. But, the sidestep, step back threes that we're seeing, his ability to read the defense and break down the defense. He's just been a complete player, man, on both ends of the floor. And so he's been the shining star. I mean, but when you look at it, you could say that about Max also. Devin Carter's had his moments. Isaac Jones today. I mean, I think this is probably, when you look at it, and this is only, I'm going into my 6th season with the Kings, probably the most optimistic I've been about a young group of players since I've been here. Like, this is probably the best Summer League performance. And I know they've won 2 other championships and things like that. But I'm talking about the eye test, Whitey. Watching the way they play and compete and play together. These guys know how to play the game of basketball. And that's why I think when you look at a guy like Max or look at a Neek, these guys, we saw the Warriors put in Quentin Post and some of these other young guys, Guy Santos a few years ago, getting minutes. That's how I view our rookies. Like, these are rookies sort of like Christian Brown in Denver a few years ago, Peyton Watson. These are guys that can contribute and help you right now.
Yeah, that's interesting. Now that you say that, I'm trying to think back. When was the last time Kings fans were this excited about young players? I remember, in the Beam Team 1, I remember that was a fine team and everyone loved them, but they weren't especially young. They were more like young vets. So yeah, they had that one draft where they had, who was it? They had Tyreek and Omri Caspi and like Brockman, and people were excited about that. And they had Spencer Hawes at the time, and that didn't turn out well. But that's the last time I can think of off the top of my head that Kings fans were this excited about a young bunch. You made a great point earlier. Looking at how well they play together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys in double figures today. That's one of the first things I look at, Drapes, when I'm looking at any level. Is this offense functioning? The more players you have in double figures, it just means more guys, more players are contributing, and it's just harder to guard. And don't forget my guy, Daquan Plowden, with 10 points today as well. He's a shooter.
Yeah, I like Daquan, and his body. I mean, he has an NBA kind of body. I would not be surprised to see Daquan Bowden and Tavion Kinsey out there in the 209 with the Stockton Kings this upcoming season. They're not going to be with the big league club, but those two guys, look at the minutes they've played this summer league. Those are a couple of guys I think the organization is higher. They're high on and want to keep them within the organization and not let those guys get away.
How many of these players realistically can contribute to the Kings this year? I mean, and we'll give them the benefit of the doubt. So certainly Isaac Jones, we've seen it, Reynaud, Clifford, Devin Carter. Then it gets a little less certain, but there's a handful, 4 or 5 guys on the summer league team. I think you could honestly say these players have a legit chance to contribute to the Kings NBA efforts this year. Would you agree?
Oh, 1,000%. Yeah, 100%. I mean, shoot, we saw Isaac Jones contribute last year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he's a year better, a year stronger and everything. We know Max, his versatility to be able to play alongside Domas, he's sort of like when I look at the 4 position for the Kings, obviously right now Keegan's going to start. But who's your backup for? Is it Sharge? Probably so, but also Max is going to get some minutes at that position too, and we know Neek got to play. He got to play. He has to have some time out there on the floor. And even Devin Carter, to an extent, brings you something a little different than some of the other guards that you have on there on the court, on the team. And so I think those 4 that I just mentioned for sure, we'll see with the big league club, throughout the season.
Mm-hmm. Well, I really was noticing today, and you're the first one I know of who mentioned it. Devin Carter didn't have his greatest game today. He was good. He had 11 points, didn't shoot the ball special, had 6 assists. But you pointed out that sometimes he overpenetrates and gets stuck. And the more now I'm noticing that he does it. I'm still high on him, and I think he's playing well. But you're right, Drapes. He does have an unfortunate tendency. Head down, get to the cup, and then ups. I got nowhere to go.
Right. It's like, now what do I do? I'm stuck. You know what I mean? And so that's where I need to see the growth from him at. It's almost like he has his mind made up and is not seeing the opposing defender come over to help defender come over. And I think that's an area. And I haven't even talked to the coaches about this. Like, this is, just something but I would love to talk to them about it and be like, hey, are you guys seeing this also? How do you correct that? Is that something you've talked to him about? Because, we've seen him have the ability to get downhill. What we haven't seen, though, is him be able to make the pass while cracking the paint. It's usually, I'm going to get to the paint, look for my shot. It's not there. Now I got to force it out. Instead of, I'm going to get downhill, keep my head up. Once the defender comes over, I'm spraying it out. That's where I think some of the growth needs to happen with Devin.
Yeah, because typically you penetrate and get into the paint, the defense is forced to collapse. They have to. Yes. If they don't, you get right to the rim. So then that's when you read, okay, who's helping and who's open. But overall, I think the point guard experiment with Devin Carter, I think it's going well. Not great, not A+, but I think it's going well. Interesting point here in the text line from Trey. He says, why do we as Kings fans get so attached to players that are only here for a hot minute? #Valanciunas. We need to be better than that and start looking at what we do have instead of what we don't. #Max and Neek. #new young blood. Nothing against Valanciunas, but, Jay, you've been here a long time. We do have that habit, don't we? Kings fans are certain guys that maybe they're not here long. And I think LaRavia was another one. And Kings fans are they really get attached to that player. And then when they're gone, there's a lot of heartbreak. Why is that?
I have no clue, but I've said this numerous times. There's twofold to that. I'm with Trey. Look, everybody ain't for everybody. We ain't got to love everybody. As Kings fans, we need to understand just because you put on a Kings uniform, City Successco or whatever, that we supposed to love you forever, right? The second part of that too, and I kid in that form, but I'm being serious, is that's what makes Kings fans great.
Yeah.
It's because we accept everybody. And once you are a Kings player or a Kings family, or you come to put on a jersey or whatever form that you become the Kings family, Kings fans adopt you as their own. And so unlike other organizations, unlike other fan bases, that's why Kings fans are fantastic. But I'm spot on with Trey.
Yeah.
I always say that.
Way back. Yeah.
We don't always have to love Purvis Ellison because he played 29 games. No, matter of fact, he shouldn't even be included in the Kings family because he let us down. No, I'm just playing.
I
Dude,
think
we had it with LaRavia.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yes. I think it may have to do with the way guys play. And if you play really hard, I think Kings fans gravitate to you even, and they notice it right away. So that's sometimes why a guy just got here like Valanciunas and LaRavia is a classic example. He came in and he played hard at a time when Kings fans were looking for somebody to play like they want to be out there. Yes, that's it. That's our guy. I think we've always done that. And that's why it's nice to see them, in my opinion. It's nice to see so many Kings fans doing that now with these summer league guys because they should be around a while, Drapes. I don't think these are short timers when we're talking about Neek and Maxime Reynaud.
No, I'm with you on that. I mean, these are guys I think the organization views as part of the present and the future. I mean, so it's okay, Kings fans, to get attached to these guys. You know what I mean? I'm not going to fault them for getting – dog, I went out and bought a Neek Clifford jersey the day of the press conference. Your boy is all in. So hey, man.
I'm saying typical Kings fan. He's already fell down the rabbit hole as a Kings fan. This ain't Jemias Ramsey, I understand, but at the same time, it does get to the point where, okay, man, we don't have to absolutely fall head over heels over a second rounder.
Can't help it,
that's 58. That we ain't gonna make it. Now Max and them guys, they're signed guaranteed deals. So Drake is right.
The Kings at Summer League. Will what has happened in Vegas stay in Vegas? We'll look at that when we come back to Sacktown Sports.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Yeah, you know the story by now. It was during the dead of winter. Hard to remember when it was so cold because it's so hot now, but that's when our heater went down, and it went down with a shudder and a heavy sigh, and we were icy, icy cold. We needed help right away. So many HVAC companies out there. How to choose. We chose Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating at leesair.com, and it was a wise decision. They came right. They were going to come out that day, which we didn't need them to, but the point is they understood our issues. Wow, you must need to warm up. We'll be right out. Nah, tomorrow's fine. Appreciated that, and they treated us with a ton of respect and did a great job. So the question is, why choose Lee's? So many choices out there. They offer a 100% satisfaction guarantee, 4.8 stars on Google. They've won awards with their service. They've spent more than 40 years serving the Valley's HVAC, heating, and plumbing needs. You can trust Lee's with installation and repair of your AC, furnace, and water heater, residential and commercial plumbing repair, commercial HVAC services too. Find out more at leesair.com. Check out their mission statement. It's all about serving customers and community, of course. And check on their $99 HVAC tune-up service. Make sure your unit is ready for the hot weather. Let Lee's take care of you the way they took care of me, treating us like family. They set us up with an HVAC system that has improved our quality of life. Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating, license number 635355.
The IRS finally caught up with Louie.
I hadn't paid my taxes in 8 years. I owe the IRS a lot of money.
Louie was in deep trouble.
We're going to take your house, put a lien on your bank account, garnish your pay. They don't care. They're going to take your paycheck.
Louie found out about Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $1 billion for their clients.
Optima Tax, they help me. They calm me down. They make me feel comfortable, and I trust them.
Louie has a lot to be thankful for.
I don't owe the IRS anymore, and I'm able to live a comfortable life, a lot better life. It was because of Optima Tax.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation. Take it from Louie.
If you owe the IRS, don't go it alone. Give Optima Tax a call. They can help you.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
At Power Business Technology, we're not another big box corporation. We're your neighbors, locally owned and operated. We know what businesses like yours need, from reliable printers to high performance copiers. We'll help you find the right solution with personal service you just can't get online. Need setup or support? We're just down the road and always happy to help. Power Business Technology, family hometown service with big time solutions. Contact us today for all your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729 or visit us at powercopiers.com.
The Giant Summer Sale is here. Get giant savings on our giant selection only at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Looking to own or lease? Save during the Honda Summer Event and drive a brand new Accord or Civic. See all our specials at FolsomLakeHonda.com. As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Folsom Lake Honda.
Go to FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop.
Carmichael Dave here for my friends at American Energy Heating and Air. Yes, I always tell you they are a family-owned operation, been in business since 81, A-plus Better Business Bureau, but it is hot. We are in those Sacramento hot months. I want to focus on them being your second opinion partner. What does that mean? Maybe you've got somebody you're working with or you've worked with in the past in the HVAC world. Guess what? They want to give you a second opinion. How much does it cost? Nothing. You call them up and say, hey, can I get a second opinion on this deal? They come out and they either say, wow, that's a great deal. You should feel better about that. Or they say, we can beat that price. And usually they're going to beat it by a lot. Guess what? You just saved money and it didn't cost you anything to find out. It's a no-lose situation. Go with a trusted company. American Energy, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. Jingle Singers, take it away.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
It is peak summertime for Sacramento River Cats baseball. From July 18th through the 27th, we have 9 River Cats home games in 10 days at Sutter Health Park. It's the perfect time to bring the whole family for affordable, action-packed baseball and nonstop fun. With every game offering something special, don't miss the excitement. There's no better place to be this summer than right here at the ballpark with the Sacramento River Cats. Get your tickets at rivercats.com.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacramento's official home of the 49ers.
San Francisco.
Sacktown Sports, 1140. Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
Oh, my goodness. We know that Vegas is where the stars hang out. We know Drapes is there, and it looks like he has landed a big star for us. Who you got there with you, Drapes?
I wanted Chris Watkins, too. Let me just say that, because I would love to have Chris, too. Got our boy Brendan Nunez, Sacktown Sports 1140 Kings Insider. And I wanted him and Chris on because we're the only local cats down here.
Really?
We holding it down more so than anybody else. These guys are putting in work. So I'm like, we got to give them some love and show the people that Sacktown Sports 1140, we are down here. We are in the building.
Absolutely. How are you, Brendan?
Doing good. Thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate you, Drapes. Like he said, we got some good representation going on out here. We actually got some things in the works, so stay tuned for some things I'm sure you guys will see going into next week. But if I could paint the picture a tiny bit, Drapes is in the back of the workroom over here, and I'm trying to write. I just finished up the post-game article here, and I hear him talking crap about the Niners in the background.
You can hear me over there?
I can't get some peace around here while I'm trying to work. This guy's hyping up the Eagles.
Hey, all I know is y'all got to be better than 6-11.
Hey, man.
If you better than 6-11, you'll
6-11 is crazy. They will be better than 6-11.
Let me ask you this, though, Brendan, seriously about this whole setup. Yeah. How, can you hear me clearly over there or no? Is it pretty loud?
Kind of. I'm used to your voice, though, so I pick up on it quick. I'm in the middle of writing. I'm like, wait, I hear that. Do I have the stream open?
Did you go on Alan's show the other day when he was here or no? Did you have to whisper like you're at the Masters?
We actually
or
were
no?
changing rooms that day, and we did it from a lobby of a hotel.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, we're makeshifting
Okay.
everything.
All right, you guys on the fly, man.
Yeah, but Kings are getting it done.
Yes.
Yeah.
How's it been for you out here, man? Covering the games and seeing our rookies up close and personal. How's it been?
It's been good, man. It's everybody's been really personable, even just hanging out with the guys. We obviously get pretty good access and get to be around them. Obviously, even these last few days, nobody else is really out here, like you're saying. So gotten a chance to spend time with some of these guys, good characters, like even just from that aspect, enjoy hanging out with them and kind of their personalities. Isaac today is talking about how he knew Max for a while from college days. They had the same coach, even if they were at different places, with Kyle Smith going from Washington State over to Stanford, and he knew Max, but he didn't know how funny he was. He said he just come up to him and just like pet him every once in a while and just do random stuff. So there's some, a little weird, but there's some personality here. Point being, and I think that's been good. And obviously, when you see them having success on the floor, it makes it all easy for these guys to be in good spirits.
Brendan, I just saw that story and I wasn't sure how to present it on the air, so I hadn't mentioned it yet.
I left out a part intentionally. It was, it was interesting. It was interesting, but it's all in good fun.
Yes. Now, Drapes, I think it was Friday night, they had the NBA media tip-off party there in Vegas. I've heard about this party. Did you attend? Because my understanding is the gentleman to your right, he did attend, even though he wasn't.
Alan is telling stories or what, man?
Any of the lists. So I was just
no. I unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how the party was, you know me, Whitey. When everybody goes right, I'm gonna go left, big fella. So please share, Brendan. I know we're in Vegas, and you're not supposed to share your secrets or anything, and what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. But how was that party?
No, I mean, man, it was good. We're just
Where was
talking,
that? The Wynn,
talking
or?
to certain people. I believe, it was at the Wynn.
Yeah.
I'll just say shout out to Alan because he kind of helped us work our way into that party. Alan was kind of smooth with how that happened. But I'm going to do better than him and keep the story to Vegas. There's not all that much depth to it. We end up at like a random concert, me, Sean, and Alan, and it was a good time. It was a good time, but we're getting a lot done out here. Some good networking. Alan needs to keep his mouth shut.
You want to hear how Alan got them in? Because
I would love to.
Did he already share this?
Yeah, he shared this today. So there was a couple people with lists, and they're like, "I'm sorry, you're not on the list." Oh, I got the email. You're not on the list. So at some point, Alan got on his phone, and there was no one on it, and he said, "Yeah, okay, we'll be right in." Supposedly, the person he was with did the same thing, and they just walked in, and they had a great time at the party.
Is that how it went down?
Yeah, since he already shared it, it's fine. We're like trying to figure it out. I had somebody else get my email, and they're like, "All right, here's a confirmation." And to be honest, I'm like, this might just be a screenshot of a confirmation, so we got to work with this.
Did you have an actual confirmation?
We did,
from somebody?
we did, but it was not working. A guy comes over, like newly updated list, is like, "No, I'm not seeing you on here." He turns around for half a second. Alan walks past me with some pace and is just like, "Oh yeah, we're coming in right now." Like acting on the phone. And I'm like, well, I guess I should follow his lead right here. And sure enough, you act like you belong.
Right, you got
I don't
it.
know why we're telling on ourselves in here. We're just talking about people can hear me.
That's awesome, man. But now, was it worth it though? Once you got in,
it was a good time. It was a good time for sure. We talking with some people. I think we talked with Mark Jones a little while.
Oh, your boy Mark,
Deuce Mason.
Yeah.
Some friends. And always good getting to talk to different people from around the league as well. So
Nico Harrison. I heard they were hanging out with Nico Harrison at one point.
I don't know about it. Maybe I missed Nico.
Really?
Yeah. Alan might have separated from the group at some point.
Trade?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
All right. Yeah, I did not go to that party that night.
Yeah. Brendan, as you may know, a lot of Kings fans are so excited about this team at Summer League. And maybe it's because the last couple of years have been a little underwhelming, and they're so excited about this team. What stands out to you about the way this team is playing so far at Summer League?
I would say that, it's the first things that you hear Scott Perry mention anytime anybody's talking to him is this defensive identity, the identity that he wants the Kings to have. And I can't think of a Summer League team that's ever felt like they've had an identity like this or embraced it and leaned into that so much. And everything that you see with this Summer League team is exactly how it's going to be with the Sacramento team. Obviously, there's going to be differences in how that all functions, but this defensive focus, the picking up 94 feet, that pressure, I think is something that they want to translate. And you're seeing that already be what the Sacramento Kings are. When Scott Perry says, I want you to think of a certain brand of basketball when you think Sacramento Kings, they're kind of already starting to do that. And it's helpful for the rookies and current guys to be able to play in that style that should be able to directly translate. So it also helps when you got some talented guys like Nick Clifford doing these, midi pull-ups on guys out there. He was cooking today, definitely recognizing moments where I thought Cleveland was going on a run and might get out of hand. And it's like Nick Clifford, boom, 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 bucket, bucket, bucket. Max spacing it out. Mason didn't play today, but he's been out there, obviously. They have a lot of talent, and they're all playing together. So it's led to good things.
Let's talk about Nick for a little bit, because to your point, today Cleveland's making a run, Proctor's going off, and it felt like Nick raised his game to another level. And we saw that, I think it was game 1, he did the same thing. Down the stretch, he made big plays. Have you noticed that, and what does that tell you about him?
Yeah, I would say that, they keep calling him a Swiss Army knife, but I think sometimes you can tap even more into some of this ISO creation that he has. And creating advantages in isolation, but that doesn't mean that he's only scoring. As sometimes you're seeing the pass, and he had 9 assists today. He was flirting with a triple-double. I think it's 19, 9, and 7. That game 1 that you're talking about, he wasn't very aggressive in the first half. He said he was just kind of trying to play the right way, which I think is a good trait for young guys to have. You don't want to come over and just step on everybody's toes.
Start jacking up shots,
he has, I believe it's 17 of 18 or 16 of his 17 in that second half. So, recognizing those moments, and I think the smoothness of how he's been able to do it. Asked Isaiah Stevens about it today. He played with him in college, new two-way for the Kings, and he said he thinks it's the pace of play. It's how he can go slow to fast, fast to slow, and playing at his own pace within control the whole time. And I think that you're seeing that.
Brendan, would you say that this roster, for the most part, is likely to be the roster that the Kings start the season with? And if so, how do you think Kings fans should feel about that?
Yeah, I think they still have a little bit of work to do. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw another point guard added. I know you pointed to, who was it the other day? Campaign. I think the Russell Westbrook's talk is still kind of floating around a little bit there. And then stuff like, I saw Hoops Hype put out that, help me out, Terrence Davis is only partially guaranteed and only will become partially guaranteed if he makes it through training camp, that the Drew Eubanks contract is non-guaranteed. So you can take, up to 21 guys outside of your two ways into training camp. So keep in mind, they can bring in some more guys here that I think could compete for those last spots, but I don't think that you're seeing anything big that, probably is notably within the rotation that you could say that comfortably right now, outside of maybe we still have Russell Westbrook talks lingering around.
Do you see, Brendan, them adding a point guard without clearing up and moving somebody else in the backcourt? Or do you really think they'd add somebody given the glut of guards that we'd have?
I kind of think they need another point guard, because if you were saying that you needed a point guard before this offseason, you only got one.
Right.
And so what happens,
so
my only thing is that, that's fine. But if Dennis Schroeder goes down, then we have a problem. So that's the only reason in my mind where I think you could, shell that up a little bit, try to get a little bit more help back there, unless you feel comfortable with Devin Carter, or I don't think Neek's handle's quite there yet, but maybe you feel good about Devin or some of these other guys you already got there.
Let me ask you, then. You hold on, Whitey, because he brought up Devin Carter.
That's
how would you? Yeah, you were going there too. How would you grade these 4 games and experiment at point guard for Devin?
I don't think the point guard thing is it's just a tough spot for Devin to be in. It's not something that he played throughout his collegiate career. And I think that asking him to develop that, you can see where there has been growth there. But it's still just not natural. I think that's something that's going to continue to take a little bit of time, but he can still impact the game. I think, point guard in the second unit where you still have one of Zach or DeMar, or maybe Domas is still out there and you can still run features through their guys. I think that Devin has a role where he can impact things, but unfortunately, I feel for the guy. You got to mention sort of the injuries that kind of still seem to be lingering before game 1. You see him shaking that shoulder during it. He says that he had a little flare up the day prior. He's great in game 2. He wasn't very good in game 3, and we're sitting right there on the bench. You can hear him talking about it hurting, to be honest. And then he doesn't play great today. It's like, it sucks that when that happens, you have to be like, how is he feeling?
Right.
So hopefully we can continue to work past that. I will say, I don't think it's fair for anybody to get on him about that. He's trying everything that he can. So I'm hopeful there's a good player in there, but I still think you need to see it continue to be pieced together more consistently.
Brendan Nunes with us from Vegas. How do the Kings make sure that what's happening in Vegas doesn't stay in Vegas? How do they, as a team, as a franchise, make sure that the positivity that they're building now and the culture that it actually makes its way into at least a training camp once they reconvene for that?
Well, the tough part of that is that, they're going to try to put in that identity, but I think the tough part is that it has to be echoed and really championed by the top players on your roster. And so hopefully they do get that buy-in. You see DeMar out here today. He's chopping it up with Scott. I think heard him talking to you. Were actually sitting right there.
Yeah.
James, not to out you. You sitting right there with DeMar and
Doug,
DeMar and Doug, just casually, no big deal.
Those are my guys,
no big
man.
deal,
What you
James.
expect? Yeah, those are my guys.
All good, playing it cool. But yeah, I mean, I think that DeMar is a guy you're going to get that sort of leadership from. Even if he's not the defensive-minded guy, I still think you will see him buy in. You'll see him communicate the right way. I think you'll see that from Domas. Zach doesn't have like a history of being a bad locker room dude or anything. Right. So I think the answer to that is it has to start with the top players on the roster, and their skill sets maybe don't favor into that, but I think that you will get some buy-in. At least that's what you're hoping for and betting on.
Brendan, I know you brought this up a couple of days ago that we hadn't seen any Kings veterans come down and watch. We did see DeMar today, took the guys out for dinner last night. He took the guys out. The organization doesn't seem to have a problem. How do you view what you've seen, from the Kings veterans, the lack of them being here, and then DeMar showing up today? I guess Keon was around the other day for game 3. I didn't get to see him, but what do you make of all that?
Yeah, didn't see Keon at the game, but I know that he was out of practice. Got some work in actually with some of the coaches and stuff. And then Terrence Davis was out here too, even though we just mentioned not even fully guaranteed. So shout out to TD. Might be playing into his cards a little bit there, playing nice for sure. But I don't know. I mean, I think that it's nice to see it out there. Like when San Antonio's lined up with their entire team, that stands out, but there's a lot of teams where I don't think that many guys are out here. Like Cleveland wasn't very well represented.
Boston, I don't think was represented.
Boston wasn't very well represented. So I see how it could be easy where it's like, oh, this is the team we keep tabs on. So it stands out a lot, but I don't know. I don't read too much into it. Also, team was like shook up a bunch last year. Last year was a really weird season. So I don't know. I personally don't read all that much into it, even if it would have been nice to see a couple guys light up.
Don't we need to see Maxime Reynaud against better competition? And I know he's playing well. He can only play against the guys he's playing against. I was hoping he would play against Malawach when they played the Suns, and he wasn't able to play because of his wrist. But don't we need to see still what Maxime does against better big competition?
Yeah, I think that we do. And the offensive stuff, I think, can be real right away. I think even maybe at the 4 more so than the 5 for some things. I just talked to his college coach today. Actually, I'm going to have something on that a little bit later tonight. But he said that he thinks that he works even better at the 4. He was like, think of him more as a Lauri Markkanen than a Luke Cornett. Even mentioned like Kelly Olynyk, but with a little bit better foot speed. Obviously, there's a height difference. So, if we're talking, again, that's absolute ceiling, obviously, but like something like that, the versatility that Lauri Markkanen does have offensively, I think you see that a little bit with Max. And defensively, he was told to not block shots in college. You're too important to our offense, leading scorer. Now he gets to buy in that. This guy's a computer science major. Coach was joking that he thinks he could make more money outside of basketball. So super smart guy, gets a kick out of calling out defensive coverages just to annoy the other team. I think I'm willing to bet on his improvement from everything that I've seen and how people talk about him as a person. And that's the same thing that you could say for Neek, which again, I think very much points towards this culture and identity that Scott Perry is trying to create in Sacramento.
Do you feel Max, obviously we hear him all the time, whether he's in the game or the bench, but even the way he talks to some of the other players, it seems like he's wise beyond. I know he's an older player, 4-year player and everything like that. Seems like he's a little more mature beyond his years out there on the floor. Like he's kind of a leader, if you will, already on this team.
I think so. I think that you definitely see that leadership. I think it's something that had been there since his time in college. And it's even more impressive. Like English is not his first language. In the interview that he had with Jason Ross, he talked about how sometimes he thinks people can't understand him with little things. I'm like, dude, I think you speak great English. I don't know what you're talking about. And so multiple languages, and he's that sort of leader. Maybe, haven't talked to them about this, but maybe there's some perspective things of coming over just from France and embracing everything here. So I think that he's been great off the court, man. Everything about how they talk about him as a worker, how he is as a teammate, just an intelligent person, but also lighthearted. Coach told me that he limits himself to 1 hour of social media / internet a day.
Really?
Super disciplined guy. So I think, again, makes it easy to bet on him.
Brendan and Drapes, I'm wondering what you guys think of this. I've been thinking of Scott Perry and the things that have happened in the organization since he came in, and he's going to get most of the credit for this, and he deserves a lot, but obviously there are a lot of other people that deserve credit too, especially the players. But to me, he came in at a time when, it's like if you're in an emergency room, the patient is bleeding. You have to stop the bleeding. You have to stabilize the patient. And I think he's done that. And now it's getting to a point where at some point it's like, you have to deliver a baby. You have to deliver like a team that has a chance to be competitive. And it's not easy, but I think he's done a really good job from where he started to where this thing is right now. I think he's done a remarkable job. I think Dr. Perry has done a remarkable job.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're one of the winners of Summer League for what's that worth. Isaiah Stevens was on the team that won Summer League last year in Miami. I will say Miami wasn't a great team last year, but they got the whole culture thing going on, and I think that's what Sacramento's starting to build. I honestly don't have the highest expectations for the Sacramento team next year. I think it's a very tough Western Conference. I think they are good enough to win on any given night, which helps from a, just a viewership standpoint. And honestly, the West is so wide open. It's just a wide range of outcomes in my mind, but still some finagling of the top of the roster that I think Scott Perry is going to have to work out and be patient yet prudent, I think is wording that he's often using, while trying to get value for some of those top guys. But I think I still feel like with the main team, we're kind of waiting on those moves to take place.
Do you think, all right, so we're waiting on those moves, and they may not happen this offseason, maybe at the deadline, maybe next offseason. But we do have Dennis Schroeder now at the one. What kind of impact do you think he'll have when it comes to winning and losing, what we get out of DeMar, what we get out of Zach this season?
Yeah, I think he's a professional. I think he fits everything that Scott Perry wants. I think you see a little bit of like a fierceness to his play. He's got a little bit of an edge to him, saw little clips put together recently of him kind of going back and forth with guys. And I think having that little bit of edge is good for this Kings team. I think he's also just a professional. He orchestrates everything. He's a guy that will recognize, hey, Zach hasn't touched the ball in 3 possessions. I'm going to go that direction of the floor this time, So I think little things like that help. And he plays really well with pace. He's a really fast player. It's not De'Aaron Fox. And maybe they partially wanted to play fast, obviously, because De'Aaron when he was here. But Domas plays really well into that. Zach plays well into that. Keegan's accustomed to it. So I think Dennis will also help you get the pace back up, which can make things simpler for everybody else. I like it, and I think it's pretty low risk considering it's really 2 years, that 3rd year partial guarantee.
Brendan, we had someone, I think his name was Trey, who earlier today just commented on the text line that, Kings fans tend to get really attached to guys that aren't here long. Like people were Valanciunas fans, now he's gone. We know that with Jake LaRavia, he had a lot of fans. And it's interesting because Kings fans over the years have a knack for gravitating towards guys that maybe aren't here long or maybe aren't really that good. Somebody mentioned Ostertag came up, players like that. I remember I was a big Tony Delk fan, and he wasn't here long. I'm wondering, in all your years as a Kings fan, did you ever have a guy that was one of your favorites that maybe wasn't that good or wasn't here that long? Not to put you on the spot, but I'm just curious because I know you've been a Kings fan for a long time.
There might be a cutout in that room behind you, Whitey, of Jamias Ramsey.
No way. Yeah? You were a Jamias Ramsey guy?
I was a Jamias Ramsey guy.
Oh, my God.
Actually, that draft class, Jamias Ramsey and Robert Woodard, I really loved both those guys. There's a Jamias Ramsey somewhere in that studio.
Jay's just waving it off.
Somewhere in that studio. It also was like, that was the first draft class when I was covering the team that I got close to. So I got a little bit of like I'm rooting for these guys,
Jay, cut his mic, bro. Cut his mic, man.
Yeah, and I just said Jamias, right? Like people, he was going to be through the roof.
Yeah. He's playing with Karen Shannon, who's killing it out here.
Yeah. Oh man, you got to keep that one to yourself, man.
He's still young, man. He's still young, man. You don't know.
I'd rather hear the Vegas stories than that.
That's what happened at the tip-off party. Yeah,
right.
That's good stuff. All right, man. We're gonna let you go. Appreciate it. What can we look for on the website, Sacktown Sports 1140?
Yeah, I think we're planning on having some sit downs.
Okay.
Don't want to say names yet because
things
always could fall through. We're in Vegas trying to plan things out, but it sounds like we're gonna potentially talk to some people in the org and have some things that come out here in the next few days. So we're working out here in Vegas. So stay tuned.
Yeah, we appreciate your time, Brendan. Thank you.
Appreciate it, guys.
All right, big fella. Thank you.
More on the Kings, more with Drapes from Summer League when we come right back to Sacktown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by the Roseville Auto Mall.
I'm Dirk Fedorn in the KCRA3 Weather Center, and a bit of a Delta breeze helping to cool things off again in the valley with temperatures overnight dropping off into the 50s. We'll have a little bit of a warmer day with sunny skies on Thursday with temperatures in the upper 80s to around 90. Get the latest forecasts on the KCRA3 News and the KCRA3 app.
The Roseville Auto Mall is Northern California's ultimate destination when looking for your next vehicle. Find the largest selection with 20 top brands. And right now, save big on the perfect vehicle for your summer fun during our summertime savings event. The Roseville Auto Mall, driven to be the best.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was going to unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Member Week is here at Lowe's. Don't miss your chance to get up to 40% off hundreds of items like paint, tools, home essentials, and more. Shop our exclusive deals happening in-store and online now through July 18th. Not a rewards member? Join for free today and get ready to save more. Lowe's, we help, you save. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
Whitey here, and I want to remind you, not all grills are created equal. The Napoleon Prestige line of outdoor cookers are built different, built better, and built to last, with features other grills can't match, complete with a lifetime warranty. It's a great time to find out for yourself because Napoleon's Pro Summer Blast is on right now. Save up to $400 today on a Napoleon Stainless Steel Pro Grill. Become the envy of your neighborhood. Offer ends July 31st, 2025. Visit your local Green Acres Nursery and Supply and get grilling today on your new Napoleon Prestige Pro Grill. Napoleon Stainless Steel Grills, simply the best.
This very minute at the Hagen Oaks driving range, you'll find fun gaming on all 52 Top Tracer screens where golfers and newbies enjoy the fun together. Compete against friends at the Hagen Oaks driving range or play 9 holes on the McKenzie putting course. Enjoy the summer-long free concert schedule and visit the Hangout Eats and Drinks for wood-fired pizzas, burgers, ice cream, and more. Or relax with a beverage. It's happening all summer long at the Hagen Oaks driving range, nightly until midnight. Fulton Avenue at Business 80.
If your passion is bass fishing, only one radio show has the action, information, and excitement of your favorite outdoor sport. Ultimate Bass, hosted by Tournament Bass Pro and California Outdoor Hall of Famer Kip Brown, takes you live to where the fish are biting every Saturday morning. Only Ultimate Bass feeds your passion with the latest news, products, tips, and advice from the pros. Ultimate Bass with Kip Brown, Saturday mornings at 5 a.m. on Sacktown Sports 1140, part of SEP's Saturday Morning Outdoors.
When I was a young boy living in the city, all I did was run, staring at the lights, they look so pretty. Mama said, son.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Have to give Jay credit. It seemed like Jay knew that when I asked Brendan about his favorite Kings player that maybe wasn't that good, it seemed like Jay had a sense it was going to go to a dark place.
Oh, I read it. It was all over his face. You could see it. I already knew just because obviously I know the history of where Brendan comes from and what he represents. So I was like, this is getting ready to head left quick. He fell right into the trap.
Drapes almost and just left the interview, left the the media
Dude, like really, like, and because he's our insider, fellas, he's our guy in the know. And he's like, yeah, Jemias Ramsey and Robert Woodard, I was hired. I'm like, dude, come on, man. You're supposed to be the expert. Come on, you know better than that.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
You know, we had a good conversation with Brendan, and I'm looking forward to his coverage at SacktownSports.com. But it sounds like he's not overly excited about, you know, the team on the court next year. A little reserved there, as some fans are. Some fans still need to, you know, to see how this all fits together, even though Summer League's gone so well, Drapes.
Well, you know how Brendan is, man. He's too cool for school, right? He's never on a high. Like he's always just mellow, you know, just playing it cool down the middle and everything. And if I'm correct, I think last year he was also kind of down on the team. And so that's his MO. You know, he's being true to himself. I'm not going to hate on him for that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The biggest stumbling block has nothing to do with the Kings on the roster, and it's what we talk about every year. And the West, how tough it is, and then it gets even tougher, or so you'd think, with Bradley Beal now and the buyout with the Suns and going to the Los Angeles Clippers.
Yeah, the Clippers are deep, man. They got some talent. Let's not forget they also signed Brook Lopez to come off the bench, and so no, they're going for it now. But you know, here's the thing, though, Whitey. When it comes to the Kings, it's not about what Clippers do, Denver do. You know, it's about what you're doing. And Brenda mentioned it. On any given night, we can beat anybody. Like I do believe we have the talent on any given night to beat anyone. The question is, are we going to play at that level? How many times last season did we lose to teams we should have beat? Like this year, that can't happen. Like you beat the teams you're supposed to beat, upset some teams, and you'll be in the mix, you know? And so the West was already tough without Brad Beal going to the Clippers. Clippers were already, you know, maybe a top 4 seed. And so Brad Beal just makes it even better for them. But, you know, as far as the standing for the Kings, I don't think it impacts us that much.
Well, don't forget, I know you would never forget this. The Clippers also have your guy, John Collins.
Yeah, darn. Love John Collins. I really do, man. I think, you know, John Collins, you talk about underrated, one of the most underrated players. And I'm happy for him that he goes to a Clippers team where he's not being looked at as a savior. He doesn't have to be 20 and 10 every night. His numbers are going to actually take a dip from last few seasons. And that's going to be okay because he's a reliable, steady, starting power forward in this league. And so he raises your floor at that position. So that's a huge pickup for them.
ESPN says that according to sources, here were some other teams that were interested in Bradley Beal: the Heat, the Bucks, the Timberwolves, and the Warriors, and the Lakers. Still don't know what the Warriors are going to do. I saw a suggestion today, and I think this was somebody saying, this is what I think, so it wasn't reporting, but it was someone suggesting the Warriors may already have some sort of informal agreement with DeAnthony Melton and Al Horford. But, you know, officially they're still hung up on what they're going to do with Kuminga.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell they're doing out there in Golden State right now. You know, Al Horford they're waiting on, Melton. They have not made a free agent move, Whitey. Like, and maybe it's this Kuminga thing that's holding everything up. You know, you got to save money to re-sign him or whatever. I don't know what it may be, but they're just stuck right now, holding pattern. While everybody else, like you said, and the thing about the difference between the Warriors and the Kings, the Warriors' time is now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like their window is right now. So they're watching Denver get better, Lakers make some moves, you know, Clippers, and they're just sitting there, you know, how come, and I don't have the pulse of the Warriors fan base, but how come ain't nobody, you know, throwing shade at Mike Dunleavy Jr.?
Oh, I think, yeah, from what I see, I think there's a lot of Warrior fans that are waiting for something to happen. Please, can you do something? So they're trying to be patient there, but yeah, they're a little anxious, if not outright upset at the Warriors, to your point, haven't done anything yet. And speaking of the league at large, I know a friend of the show, Ian Begley, was suggesting on his podcast that Mikal Bridges hasn't signed an extension yet, or they haven't figured things out between he and the Knicks. And Ian Begley suggests the Knicks may be waiting to see before they commit to him what's going on with Giannis, believe it or not. And that, if that was something that somebody said on Twitter, I'd be, yeah, but this is Ian Begley suggesting that. So, yeah, so the Knicks are at least keeping an eye on that.
Well, the Knicks are, I feel like they got a shot at everybody, right?
Yeah.
KD, Giannis, LeBron. And so I wouldn't be surprised. And you're right, in terms of that extension for Mikal Bridges. Like, he would probably be included in any kind of Giannis package too, if you will. And so do you want to commit to him? Do you give him that extension, or is he trade bait? And so they're in a holding pattern to an extent.
Yeah. Hey, Mike Brown, you're coaching the Knicks. And, oh, by the way, hold on. Yeah, we're getting Giannis. How about that? Well, how would that be?
Wouldn't that be crazy? Mike Brown, man, goes from our guys to you get to coach a top 3 player in the league, man. Shout out to Mike. That would be amazing for him.
Don't you think if you're the Knicks or any team in the East, really right now, you got to look around and go, hey, this thing is more wide open than last year. The Knicks might have felt last year like, we missed an opportunity because with the injuries to Boston, we should have gotten to the finals, and they didn't. But now they look at it, man, there's a lot of guys that are hurt. There's a lot of teams in upheaval here in the East. The Knicks may have a real opportunity again this year to get at least into the conference finals.
Yeah, if I was handicapping the Eastern Conference regular season wise, I'd still put Cleveland number one. I got to put respect, but the Knicks to me are the second best team in the Eastern Conference. Even if they bring everybody back, it's they know each other. Second year of Cat there in New York. They're healthy. Mitchell Robinson for a full season, probably. And so, no, I got them as number 2. And my dark horse, my number 3 team is the Orlando Magic. I think, and to your point, whether it's Cleveland, the Knicks, Pistons, Magic, Atlanta Hawks, let's not sleep on what Atlanta did. There are teams in the East that feel like, our window is open. Let's go. Now let's go for it. And so, yeah, man, the East is wide open right now. And you could argue the West is too. I know OKC won 68 games this past season, but Houston got better. Denver got better. Clippers got better. This is going to be wild, man. So many teams have really improved this offseason.
Yeah, Dynamic Butterfly says the Hawks could make a run even, as you pointed out, Drapes. And then Campy says Brendan and Draper in Vegas is the reality show we need. But is the Draper Vegas reality show, is it coming to a close for this year, Drapes?
Yeah, it's over. It's a wrap. This was it. Like that 20-minute interview we had with Brendan Nunez was that was it, man. And your boy's about to hop on the flight here in a couple of hours. As soon as this show is over, I'm gonna shut down shop and head to the airport. I need to tap out from Vegas. I need a break, man. Need a break.
What are your takeaways from the Kings Summer League this year?
It went better than it can even be expected. Think about it like this, Whitey. When we look at Nick Clifford, there are no negatives we come away from this. You know what I mean? It's not like, oh man, I thought he was a better shooter than this. He's not. I thought he could. No, he's what we expected and more. Same thing with Max Reynaud. I thought Devin Carter, had some moments, played really well in a few games. Isaac Jones. There is nothing negative that comes out of this, to be honest with you. I give the coaching staff credit too, because the Kings played the same way for 4 straight games. Tough, competitive, hard-nosed defense. That's what you wanted. That's my takeaway from this summer league.
The thing that stood out to me about Nick Clifford is that he showed leadership in that way that you do not by yelling at people or by trying to show everyone I'm the leader, but just by playing the game at a high level and efficiently, and everyone recognizing that he was the best player on the floor. And for a guy you just drafted, to me, that's a really encouraging sign and nothing short of remarkable.
No, exactly. I mean, he came in and did not look like a rookie.
Yeah.
He looked like a second-year player that was a rookie last year, a lottery pick last year, and then came out here and knew who he was. I mean, I can't speak enough at how impressed I was at his playmaking in terms of making the right play at the right time. The passes were on time or on target. He saw the defender suck in and saw the quarter man open. Like those kind of things, man, wise beyond his years when it comes to stuff like that.
Oh, when we come back, we'll see who's the most wise today when it comes to Whitey's Wayback Machine quiz. Drapes sky high after a big win that was mostly on baseball stuff yesterday, Drapes.
Yes, it was. I'm all sports, though. You know that. I'm all sports, big fella. Come on now.
Throw a water polo in there. Let's see if we get it.
Whitey's Wayback Machine quiz for July 16th, brought to you by Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating. It's next on Sacktown Sports.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our client's portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more, and then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Hi, Zoe Saldana. Welcome to T-Mobile. Here's your new iPhone 16 Pro on us.
Thanks. And here's my old phone to trade in.
You don't need a trade-in. When you switch to T-Mobile, we'll give you a new iPhone 16 Pro. Plus, we'll help you pay off your old phone up to $800, and you still get to keep it.
There's always a trade-in.
Not right now at T-Mobile.
I feel like I have to give you something in return for karma.
That's okay.
I don't really have much in my purse. Oh, let's see. Hand sanitizer. It's lavender.
I'm good. Seriously.
Let me check this pocket. Oh, mints?
Really, I'm fine.
Oh, I have raisins. I'm a mom. Wait 1 sec. I've got cupcakes in the car.
It's our best iPhone offer ever. Switch to T-Mobile. Get a new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence on us. No trade-in needed. We'll even pay off your phone up to $800.
With 24 monthly bill credits, new line $100 plus a month on experience beyond finance agreement $999.99 and qualifying for it. For well qualified plus tax and $10 connection charge. Pay off via virtual prepaid card. Allow 15 days. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. See T-Mobile.com.
Hi, Zoe Saldana. Welcome to T-Mobile. Here's your new iPhone 16 Pro on us.
Thanks. And here's my old phone to trade in.
You don't need a trade-in. When you switch to T-Mobile, we'll give you a new iPhone 16 Pro. Plus, we'll help you pay off your old phone up to $800, and you still get to keep it.
There's always a trade-in.
Not right now at T-Mobile.
I feel like I have to give you something in return for karma.
That's okay.
I don't really have much in my purse. Oh, let's see. Hand sanitizer. It's lavender.
I'm good. Seriously.
Let me check this pocket. Oh, mints?
Really, I'm fine.
Oh, I have raisins. I'm a mom. Wait 1 sec. I've got cupcakes in the car.
It's our best iPhone offer ever. Switch to T-Mobile. Get a new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence on us. No trade-in needed. We'll even pay off your phone up to $800.
With 24 monthly bill credits, new line $100 plus a month on experience beyond finance agreement $999.99 and qualifying for it. For well qualified plus tax and $10 connection charge. Pay off via virtual prepaid card. Allow 15 days. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. See T-Mobile.com.
Fargo, your virtual assistant from Wells Fargo, makes banking faster and easier. Like this.
Fargo, what did I spend on groceries last month?
And this.
Fargo, turn off my debit card.
And this.
Fargo, what's my checking account routing number?
And that's just the beginning. Do you, Fargo? You can in the Wells Fargo mobile app. Learn more at wellsfargo.com/getfargo.
Fargo is only available on the smartphone versions of the Wells Fargo mobile app. Wells Fargo Bank N.A., member FDIC.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave here for Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room, inviting you to come join them every Wednesday for their midweek madness drawing, giving away $2,000 in total cash starting at 6 p.m. It's a safe and friendly environment, plenty of well-lit parking available, and it's conveniently located right there in downtown Sacramento. And remember, best food, best service, best games, 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. For more information, log on to capital-casino.com and gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
With 25 award-winning years in Northern California, Ashton & Price is your local injury law firm. Pro attorney tip: if a firm presents as local but they're in LA, red flag. If your first consultation is not with a lawyer, big red flag. At Ashton & Price, your first consult is with a local attorney, and if serious injury prevents travel, a lawyer will come to you. Still not enough? George Washington's my uncle. At Ashton & Price, no red flags, just red, white, and blue.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Whitey's Wayback Machine quiz is coming up. Before we get to that, Drapes had a question yesterday, and I actually found the answer to the question.
Okay.
Remember yesterday, Drapes, we were talking about how San Francisco would be the leader for the All-Star Game in 2028 if Major League players were playing in the Olympics. And you were asking, well, why does one have anything to do with the other? And it's because if Major League players are playing in the Olympics, they'll be in LA, and Jay mentioned it's logistics. So they want the All-Star Game also on the West Coast because that's where everybody's
close. Okay.
Yeah. So if Major League players are not in the Olympics, then they might have it somewhere else. They wouldn't need to have everybody out here on the left coast. So that's the idea. But it sounds like the Olympics is like, this is when we're having Olympic baseball. And Major League Baseball is like, well, we'd like to have it at a different time. And the Olympics are like, we don't care.
Right,
This is
right.
when we're gonna have it. So I don't know if Major League Baseball is going to be able to get their players in the Olympics.
Yeah, Olympics not just in its schedule for Major League Baseball All-Star Game in the season. Nah, they're not doing that. So
Yeah.
All right, thanks. Look at you doing the research. Appreciate that.
Yeah, that's right. And Jay had it. It's logistical.
Yeah.
And right now it is Whitey's Wayback Machine quiz for July the 16th. It's brought to you by Lee's Air, Plumbing, and Heating. Yesterday, it's never an upset typically when one guy or the other wins, but yesterday we had a lot of baseball stuff, and that's usually Jay's specialty. And for Kyle Draper to emerge victorious, some eyebrows were raised, Drapes.
I know, Mr. Baseball over there. You know what I mean? It's
Still shooting darts at the wall. Whitey, don't let him get in front of that.
Mr. Baseball came up short yesterday.
That's all right, man.
Better be a lot of basketball today, Whitey. That's all.
We'll see. It's tough in July coming up with a lot of basketball, but we'll see because everything is based on events that happened on this date or is related to things that happened on this date in these years. Here's what we have for you, Drapes. You're up first. Your choice is this date, what year in the NBA. This date, what year in entrance songs. We also have 1987 MLB, 1997 Oakland A's, 2009 home run history, and 2019 in NBA trade. So there are a couple of basketball items. Yeah.
Ooh, tough.
Yeah. You want to hear those again, or you got one?
I'm gonna do the intro song, the entrance song.
That's where I was going to go.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay.
Can't be a closest two.
Yeah. This day, what year? And you get to hear it and decide if you want to go first or you want him to go first. This day, what year in entrance songs? Because it is this day, what year? Mariano Rivera enters a game to Metallica's Enter Sandman for the first time and promptly blows a save. This date, what year? You want to go first, Drapes, or you want Jay to go?
Jay can go first.
No. This day, what year, Jay? Mariano Rivera enters a game to Metallica's Enter Sandman promptly, for the first time, promptly blows a save.
So 1995.
1995. How about you? Get closest to here, Drapes?
96.
1999.
Yeah.
1999. Yay. Drapes get another baseball
Yeah,
question.
baseball. Yeah, call me Miss
that,
October. Reggie Jackson out
Yeah,
here.
that got nothing to do with that, man. Nobody pay attention to
What's
the
a
damn.
music question? That's even more here.
Yeah, but Sandman, I listen. I don't listen to that.
Yeah,
I
okay.
don't
Not a big Metallica.
Yeah. Let's just leave it there.
You got it. We'll move on. You're up, Jay. This day, what year in the NBA? 1987 in MLB, 1997 Oakland A's, 2009 home run history, and 2019 in NBA trades.
Let's go 09 home run history.
All right, it's multiple choice for you. This day, 2009, who hits his 200th homer in his 658th game, becoming the fastest ever to hit 200 homers? Was it Ryan Howard, Prince Fielder, Adam Dunn? This day, 2009. fastest to 200 home runs. This date, 2009. Ryan Howard, Prince Fielder, Adam Dunn. Drapes has the one.
And that's
lead.
Playing in the big leagues.
Yes, sir. 658 major league games. Yeah. Yes. The fewest games for someone to hit their first 200 career homers.
I'm going Ryan Howard.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Dang. Yeah.
Scale fast.
Yeah.
He was already older. He came in like 25-ish.
Am I right? Is he kind of one of your guys you like?
Yeah,
Ryan
I like
Howard?
Ryan Howard.
Yeah.
Ryan
Have you seen the show that he and Jimmy Rollins do on? It's a podcast, and it's on MLB Network.
It's I was going to say MLB
really
Network.
Good.
Yeah. J-Ro had I believe did J-Ro have a hole-in-one or something this past week in American Century? Something.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah, he did something that a lot of people were talking about. I've seen the show a couple of times.
Something the 611.
Yeah, I like both of them, though.
Yeah,
love J-Ro. J-Ro's one of my favorite players.
And Jay is up and good. It's 1-1 back to Kyle Draper. This day, what year in the NBA, Drapes? 1987 MLB, 1997 Oakland A's, 2019 in NBA trades.
What's the first NBA one?
It's this date, what year in the NBA?
Yeah, this date, what year?
All right. Brandon Jennings signs with the Italian team Virtus Roma, becoming the first American to go directly from high school to a European pro team on this date. In what year?
Now, I could let Jay answer this first, right?
You can, because it's to this day. What year? Yes.
Jay, you can go first.
What do you think, Jay? Brandon Jennings signs with the Italian team Virtus Roma.
Yeah.
Becoming the first American to go directly from high school to a European pro team. It was on this date, but what year? It's a 1-1 game.
I like the visuals there.
Yeah.
What year?
Man.
Oh, you've put him in a corner here, Dre.
Yeah, because my timing is off a little bit. COVID always throws me off a little bit here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say 2000 and
Brandon Jennings.
Okay, I'm trying to think. I'm gonna say 2000. Hold on, COVID.
Carry the one.
Yeah, carry the one. Add the two. Pi. Let's split it out and Pythagoras out. Let's go 06.
2006.
Yeah.
2007.
It happened on this date in 2008.
Very
close. Jay, so close. Woo, that was a good one.
Oh, Drapes has that cackle when he gets one right. He's like,
dang.
I'm feeling good. I got him on the ropes right now. He's trying to do the rope on me. Look at him.
Drapes with the 2-1 lead. Back to you, Jay.
All right, here
87 in MLB, 97 Oakland A's, 2019 in NBA trade.
87.
1987 multiple choice.
Okay.
This date, 1987 in MLB. Who homers in his 6th straight game on his way to homering in a record 8 consecutive games? Was it Andre Dawson, Mark McGuire, Don Mattingly?
It was the Hawk.
Going to Andre Dawson?
No, I'm going Mark McGuire.
Which
hold on. I'm already a protest.
Yeah, he went with Andre Dawson.
It's the Hawk.
Yeah, he said Hawk. I want to make sure.
The Hawk is right.
That's not correct. So
actually, I think I know who it is.
Over to you, KD. This date, 1987. Who homers in his 6th straight game on his way to homering in a record 8 consecutive games? You got it down to 2 now. Mark McGuire, Don Mattingly.
Well, considering Jay is an A's fan, and he probably would have known if Mark McGuire did that. I'm going Don Mattingly.
Wow, I love the way Drapes works it out. That is correct.
That's right.
Yeah, Jay.
Drapes with a 3-1 lead, but it's not over yet. Very close, though. Drapes, 1997.
Cue the music, Jay. Cue the music.
Okay, I got it.
Oakland A's are 2019 in NBA trades.
NBA trades, baby, for the win.
Over right here. Kick it back to me.
It's a closest too.
Kick it back to me.
All right, go for it. Jay could go first.
All right, Jay, 2019 in NBA trades. This date, 2019. Chris Paul goes from the Rockets to OKC in exchange for Russell Westbrook. How many first-round picks did the Thunder get in the deal? Jay needs this when he's down 3-1. Only 2.
Give me that one more time.
You got it.
Yeah.
This day 2019. Chris Paul goes from the Rockets to OKC in exchange for Russell Westbrook. How many first-round picks did the Thunder get in the deal? It's the closest to.
I want to say 0, but I'll go 2.
2? What do you think, Kyle Draper?
And what year was this?
This was 2019. Chris Paul, the Rockets, in exchange for Russell Westbrook. How many first-round picks did the Thunder get in the deal? Jason's 2.
That's a good
Closest
guess.
2 gets the point.
Chris Paul wasn't at the height of his powers. Russell Westbrook was coming off MVPs. But 3 is a lot. That's a lot. He said 2. I'm going to go 1. I'm going to go 1.
Oh, it was actually 4.
What?
4.
That's
Yes.
crazy.
I don't remember that at all.
I don't remember. 4
Yeah.
first rounders? I was thinking 3, but then I'm like, nah, it's going to be something different.
Man, he was stealing away.
Yeah.
Wow.
Unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on which side of it you're on, we've run out of time.
Time is.
Congratulations.
Snuck out.
Yeah.
Snuck out.
Thank you guys.
Yeah.
I got counted out to 10.
Drape's back with us tomorrow. I hope you will be too. Stick around. JR Sport Brief Show is next, right here on Sacktown Sports.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing